Some riders just have that it factor, and Julien Beaumer is one of them.
See ya.
It's safe to say that this young gun from Lake Havasu took an unconventional path to the pro ranks. Before chasing the Supercross dream, he was quite literally making waves, winning jet ski world championships. Motocross was always there, but in the background, a dream that seemed almost too outrageous to legitimately chase. And growing up in the party town of Lake Havasu, a young JuJu lived a secret life of drinking and partying that was almost sure to stop him from reaching his potential.
That felt like it was normal to me, like that I was supposed to do that. Like that was the right thing to do. So I think I grew up in just that environment of like, this is what you're supposed to do.
But a random text sent to trainer Davi Millsaps changed the course of his life and career.
If I'm gonna do this, I want 100% effort out of you. I want everything you got. I actually went home that night, got hammered. I woke up that next morning, I said that was my last night.
In 2023, he shocked the industry by winning Supercross Futures, earning himself a coveted ride with KTM. With his sights set on a championship in 2025, Julien is ready to show he belongs at the top of the Supercross world. Gypsy Gang, welcome Julien Beaumer to the podcast. Before we get into this episode of the podcast, we need to bring you a quick word from our sponsor, motorsport.com. I got a YZ450F out the back there that I got some upgrades to do. You know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to need some help with customer service, so I'm going to chat with a gearhead. This box showed up. It has a 2007 KTM Master Cylinder, a Yamaha caliper, also 2007, and a Turner braided brake lines. I feel like this is a very good upgrade for $600. Need the old hanger, so we're gonna put a bit of grease on that and get it back on, bolt her up. Caliper has been done, now this can just get bolted on. Now, shout out to Kiefer, who I think stole this off Doug Dubai. That was easy. No, that was easy. All it needs now is to be bled and ridden. This is a pretty epic upgrade. You can get OEM parts to build this little Frankenstein brake kit, or basically anything else for any brand by going to motorsport.com.
I met a gypsy.
Yo, got me?
Yep.
Got yourself?
Yep.
JuJu Beaumer. Welcome to Gypsy Tales, brother.
Thank you for having me. Stoked to be here.
Yeah, likewise. So I was in a coffee shop in Murrieta, and a young fella strolls on over to me. I was like working away at my laptop, and put his hand out and goes, "Hi mate, I'm JuJu Beaumer. It's really nice to meet you."
Yeah, Better Buzz.
Yeah.
Favorite place.
I was very impressed. I just feel like people don't really do that these days.
Yeah, for sure. I think the generation's changed a lot, and I try my hardest to be like that. I feel like as a really young kid, I was pretty shy, so that was like my biggest thing, was trying to break out of that and try to be a little bit different almost.
Yeah, and that would have been I'll pull this up a bit closer too if you want. Yeah, there you go. That would have been, I reckon, August 2023. So, like, where does that put you in your career? Like, did you even have your Orange Brigade ride then?
I think I just got it.
You'd maybe just got it.
Yeah, because I went pro in end of 2023. So it was probably probably getting ready for Loretta's, I'd say.
Yeah, right.
I think it's right around that time. So
Yeah. I was just very impressed. Like, I don't follow the amateur scene like that crazy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, huh. Like, young dudes, I feel like that is kind of lost these
Yeah, it's
days.
not like that anymore, for
Yeah.
sure. I feel like everyone's so, especially in this industry, I feel like everyone's like kind of got a big shell.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a couple reasons. One, people are shy. Maybe they don't want to put themselves out there. Two, sometimes people want to be the cool guy. So the fact that you were neither of those things, it made me remember you, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
never forgot that. And then we're sitting here now, 2025, you got the red plate, and it's just been, like, it's been crazy to watch the come up. And for me, it, like, started with that moment.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a dream. I mean, from that point, I think I'd say that off season, like right before I had that breakout ride at Futures at Anaheim 2, I was almost done. I went to Star, tried the bike, did that whole thing, and after that, I was like, I didn't get the deal, obviously, and there was nothing for me after that. I was
No way.
kinda
They
just
passed up.
yeah. I went to Star so I did good at Mini O's that year. I won a lot of motos in the I think I won 2 titles actually. I don't remember. I don't know if we got to the third motos or not. But it was final moto of 450B, and I'm sure you've seen the video. I came together with Janik,
No,
and
pull that.
I got together with Janik, and he just like sucked into my rear wheel of the bike. Like I don't even know how it happened. And
First reel that pops up too, by the way.
oh, did they just post it?
The algorithm's cranking for you right now, dog. What was this on? Do you remember the bid?
I think Fox posted it. I think there's a lot of people. Oh, right there. Yeah,
There it is.
Holy-
Yes.
This clip was.
Dude, Privateer Yami. Oh, bro. Oh. And that's one of those ones where you just kind of like get out of it?
Yeah,
Like,
well, my wrist was jacked.
oh, so
I
you
still
did
have
get
issues
hurt?
with that wrist
No.
to this day.
Was it like a scaphoid or something?
I'm pretty sure it was, but I never got it fixed. Like I never worried about it because I wasn't like at that point. We weren't really into it that much, and I didn't really care. But I dominated the B class that weekend, and that morning of that crash, I woke up to a text from Jensen, the team manager at Star, and he was like, "Hey, after the 450 moto this morning, come to our semi." And obviously, I went down. Whatever. I still went to the semi. We had a meeting, and they wanted me to come out and ride when I was healthy. And I went home that next day. I recovered as quick as I could. I rode that next week. I still couldn't move my hand. Like, I couldn't do much. Ibuprofen. I rode for 2 days at home and then hopped on a flight on a Wednesday, rode at Star Thursday, Friday. And actually, I felt like I rode pretty good. That was probably the best I'd ever ridden Supercross. I couldn't do like
Jack wrist and everything.
I couldn't do 5 laps on Supercross to save my life without getting tired. I think that day they had like 220s. I made it at least 15 laps into this 20. Don't know how. It was
Just running on adrenaline.
Yeah,
bro.
I was mind blown. I was on painkillers. I was doing everything I could, and I actually rode pretty good. We went to MTF the next day. I rode pretty good there, and then there was nothing. I went back home, and that was pretty much it for me. I wasn't like, my dad built me a bike to race futures, but I wasn't worried about like, I didn't think I was gonna win. Obviously, I'd been at Star. I knew Haiden was faster. That wasn't a surprise to me. And then right around Christmas, I hired Davey, and a lot of things changed.
Dude, it is a crazy come up. Like, we were talking about it on the way here. Like, very, very weird story that you've got. And I'm like stoked to kind of get into all of it. But yeah, it just come from nowhere, like out of the blue, the most unstandard route to get to where you've gotten. But sometimes that makes for the best stories, but also the best athlete, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm really grateful for it because I learned a lot when I was younger. And when I had hired Davey was when I realized I made a lot of mistakes when I was young. And I regret a lot of the decisions I made when I was, I'd say, 12, 13, 14.
But do you look at you right now? Like, do you?
Yeah, right now, like I regret it.
now?
I regret it in a sense, but I'm like, that kind of helped me because now I don't have like, I have that of like, I know what doing this stuff does, and I don't like have a desire to do any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was 12 going to parties, doing whatever I wanted, like, and I brought this up to my parents not long ago. I'd say like 3 months ago. They had no idea like I was going out. I was sneaking out doing a bunch of just dumb stuff that I shouldn't have been doing at that age. And I finally like grew a pair and told my parents, and my mom looked at me and she was like, "There's no way. Like, we thought you were the most innocent person in the world." And I was like, "Yeah, I was doing dumb stuff." And my dad was mad. He was like, "So we were at amateur races and I was spending all this money and you were out partying and doing bad stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry."
Don't know what to say, Dad, but I got that dog in me.
I made bad decisions, and I think those helped me though, because like
for sure, dude.
There was a big point in right around when I hired Davey where I was like, I'd rather go snowboarding than ride dirt bikes. I didn't want to ride that much. I didn't really care too much, and when I hired Davey and he like really like made a point, like, if you don't want to put the effort in, I'm not going to come. Like, if I show up and you're giving me 50%, I'll drive home.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there if you're not going to give me 100%. And that's when I think my whole perspective changed.
That's so sick. I got to move this camera. You just stay there. So you grew up in like Havasu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You party.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I didn't grow up in the greatest place to race dirt bikes. Yeah, no. And especially the jet ski scene.
Yeah, bro.
Nothing but parties.
Yeah, you party.
All partying.
Yes.
So it was like, I was just in such a, I'm grateful for it, but it's like the environment I was in probably wasn't the greatest for what I wanted to do. And I'd say like, I almost took it more serious when I was like, from when I was like 7 to 11.
Yeah.
I was like actually like training. My dad was taking me to California quite a bit. And then when I got to that age where like my dad was working and I was homeschooled at the time, and I think it was really when I got homeschooled, but I couldn't drive to Cali, and like obviously I can't drive, so it was like I was just sit at home and I had nothing better to do, so I was like,
yeah,
I'll just go do whatever. I had friends that were older and they'd get everything, they got all the drinks and whatnot, so I was just I made an excuse to my parents. One time I was like, they wouldn't let me go, or they wouldn't let me, my friend drive to come get me. They didn't want me to go hang out with them. So I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to go on a road bike ride. I had like a little bicycle. I'm going to go on a bike ride. I'm training.
Yeah.
I rode over to his house, turned my location off. And yeah, I think about that stuff. And I'm like, I'm so grateful that I did that when I was younger and I learned from my mistakes. But then it's like, I wonder what my life would be like if I wasn't doing that stuff.
Yeah, but your life's great now.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, I can relate in a way because I grew up in a really small town.
Yeah.
Like the most town in Australia before it's just dirt roads and like Aboriginal communities. And we just partied and like crazy shit. Like gnarly, not PG, not kids listening. Like it was full on. But by the time I was 18, dude, like I had a fake ID. We got a fake ID when I was 16, and I got like a real fake ID. Like I fully just forged all the documents, took my homie's card who was older than me, took his Medicare card, took his birth certificate,
everything.
Like his hard copy birth certificate, got this fake ID when I was like just about to turn 16. Dude, we were going out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to clubs every single weekend for like 3 years before I could even drink. And it was fucking ridiculous. But by the time I was 18, I was over it.
Yeah.
Like it didn't derail my life. Like other friends that I've seen, like I've seen people that party, well, when I moved here, because I was probably 21, right? And everyone that never did any of that shit until they were 21, dude, until they just went like wild through some of the more like important years of their life, you know? And I kind of just was down to grind and down to work. I just felt like I got so much out of my system and like lived a life before a lot of people started. And like, that's probably what's happening to you right now, bro. There's dudes in your class that you're racing that love to fucking party right now.
Yeah. And I think like even after the season, like I had friends text me like, oh, it's off season. Like, you want to come out? I'm like, I just got no desire for that. Like,
yeah, I'm done my time, bro.
I'm good. Like, I really don't want to wake up and just feel terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I have so much guilt. I'd have so much guilt on myself if I did that. Like, I have no desire to do it. And even like for me, when I was really young, luckily I didn't get into like drugs or any of that. I was just really drinking and vaping and whatnot. But I just like, I think back on it and I'm like, what was I thinking? And I'm actually really grateful for my brother because he was, at that time, he had no idea, like, I don't know how I got away with it. He had no idea. He had people, like, my parents had no idea. I don't know how I was never caught because especially in Havasu, it's such a small town.
Yeah.
Everyone knows everyone. So I was like, I don't understand how I didn't get caught. And we were at World Finals one weekend. And I was 13 probably. And my brother was having a party at the motorhome, and I wasn't like involved. I tried to play it off that, but someone came and offered me a drink, and my brother lost it.
Really?
Oh, went off. Like, he was so mad, and I'm actually really grateful for that, because then he was like, at that time he's like the main guy in Havasu when it came to like partying. He knew where every party was, all that stuff, and he was like full on telling people like, if my brother's at a party, you kick him out and tell him never come back. Like, he was really cautious on making sure that I wasn't doing that stuff. I still somehow got away with it, and I just make sure I was going to parties that he had no one at. But I was grateful for, like, when we got to that point, he was very cautious on making sure I wasn't doing anything dumb and I wasn't being taken advantage of.
Fully just makes sense why you are the way you are. Like, there's not many 18-year-olds that I would be like, all right, come and do a 3-hour podcast and sit and, like, let's chat, you know? But I've just always got the vibe off you that you're a lot older than what you are. And it makes sense, bro, because when you're partying, people are drinking, there's drugs, there's stuff. Even if you're not doing drugs, like, it's a pretty heavy situation.
You got to be careful.
You got to be smart.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. Like, not a lot of great stuff happens when there's a bunch of young testosterone-filled dudes drinking. And, you know, so, like, you have to be smart. You have to know how to talk to people. You have to know how to say the right thing, not the wrong thing. You got to pull your mates out of trouble sometimes, you know. So it kind of sucks in a way that you can't get these lessons by just being a good boy and going to church. but you kind of don't learn some of those lessons, you know?
Unless you do it. And I think that was like I said, I'm so grateful for being taught those things and really being put in that environment at such a young age. I was able to learn a lot before I got into, like, obviously I'm 18 now, but in 3 years I'll be legal. It's like, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'd rather just sit at home, play Fortnite with the boys and
hear that,
train.
Griff?
We like training.
We're on Fortnite. My house has been overtaken by Fortnite lately.
Dude, actually, I got a text on my way
Are
here.
you a dog?
No, I'm actually pretty terrible.
Oh, okay. Then you need Griff in your life.
I need some help, but
You building or non-building?
I'm building. I'm not good. I just build walls and pray that they don't break them.
Do you do any of the matches without building?
No, I just play OG Fortnite most of the time.
Yeah.
Especially, I haven't played the new map that came out. I think yesterday it came out.
Yeah, we downloaded it.
I need to get on.
I've still never played a game of Fortnite, but my wife and Griff every night, like 8 o'clock, once we're shutting
get
down.
on.
I just
Dude,
don't. I just
it's
don't.
so much fun.
I just let them do it. I watch them do it. Like, dude, it's pretty funny.
Although,
actually.
I will say,
It's too addictive for me. I got shit to do.
dude, the night before I left for Glendale, last game on, where the last team left, everyone on their team had RPGs. Got me. I was toast. That was my last game. I said, I'm done.
So you got the boys? You got the like a crew that plays with you?
Yeah, I really just play duos with one of my boys from Havasu.
Yeah.
He's from the UK, but he lives in Havasu now. He races jet skis. So
yeah,
my boy
right.
Harley, we just play together and try to chill, have fun. It's nice to get away from like that moto scene and just not be in a group of all moto dudes all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something to just fully tuning out.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's something about gaming as well that, like, it keeps you pretty sharp mentally. Like, you have to focus. Like, it sounds stupid to say that gaming can actually be good for you, but I'm definitely not a person that thinks it's a bad idea. And you guys have to do nothing to recover. You know, like, there's definitely a point. You got your recovery rides, you got your training, you got good diet, good sleep, and then just sit on the couch, be a blob, and let your body do its thing.
Yeah. And I, like, even on Sundays after the races, I go home, just lay on the couch. I'll do nothing. Davey hates it. I've actually been pretty good. Like, every Sunday I'll do a recovery ride now. Just get the legs moving a little bit. Try to not let lactic acid build up. But it's like, some days he's like, on me, he's like, I don't even want you to do a recovery ride. Like, you just need to chill. Don't do anything. Put your legs up and lay down, fall asleep, do something. But
have you ever done those Normatec boots?
Yeah, I have a pair.
You do?
Yeah.
I've been doing that recently. They're
I
good,
like
eh?
them. Yeah, those things are good.
I don't know, like, scientifically, I mean, I'm sure they do something, but I definitely feel better and more relaxed after I do them.
Yeah, I have, like, a thing about recovery things. Like, I wouldn't say they all work, but then there's, like, I feel like I get something good out of it.
Yeah,
That's- you just-
yeah. The
It's
same
mentally,
way.
it's just like
Yeah.
it might not work, but at least I knew I tried.
Yeah.
So it's I
Yeah.
try to go with that. That
Yeah,
vibe
and you
for
like
that.
force yourself to just sit and do the thing, and it's like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever you do. But I actually do feel like those things are good.
Yeah, for sure. I have a hyperbaric chamber at home. I got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, right.
Try to stay as recovered as possible, but
How do you like the hyperbaric chamber? Is that another thing you think works? I think there's a lot of science around that.
I for sure think that works. That's like one of my big, like that 100% works.
What do you feel?
It's really boring. That's the only like downfall of it is you just sit in a tank for 2 hours.
You can wear headphones though, right?
Yeah, you can bring your phone. I bring my phone in. When I was before I got my PC, I would bring my laptop in and play MX Simulator.
Oh, big MX
Try-
sim
yeah.
guy too, eh?
I was when I was like 15 and just sitting at home doing nothing. I was playing quite a bit. I had a team. Was racing professionally in sim.
No shit.
Yeah, it was fun, but I just now I'm pretty terrible. I can't keep up.
Yeah. I think Alex said he lost 3 years of your life to MX sim.
Oh yeah,
He lost
all the time.
all of COVID. Yeah, the boys were just always every night they'd come to work like just dead ass time. Like, boys, get the fuck off the simulator and get some sleep.
Yeah, I have to force myself to get off sometimes. I'm like, luckily Davey, especially this year, he's really strict on when I go to sleep because it's different now because we race earlier now instead
Yeah.
of later. But like last year we were racing
Late.
9:30, 10. So he was like, you need to go to sleep 10:30. Like, I need you awake for those hours because if you're going to sleep at 8 o'clock and we race at 9:30, the chances of you being tired probably are pretty high. So we try to fix that quite a bit this year. Luckily, we're not racing too late anymore, but I have to force myself to get off sometimes, especially when I get frustrated and I want another game. I just
Yeah.
gotta force myself. But,
Do you do audiobooks?
a little bit. There's a couple that I listen to, but I haven't really I'm a terrible reader or a terrible I can't comprehend things. I can listen to it, but then it'll be out of my brain
you'll
within
just
the next
You'll just
hour.
be drifting off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just listen. There's some stuff I'll listen to just over and over and over. Yeah. Yesterday, driving home from Phoenix, there's this one podcast that I've listened to 15 times, 20 times, and it's like 3.5 hours long, and I just try and drill that shit into my brain, dude. But I think it works. Like, there was some situations that it's like a business podcast kind of thing, and there's just some situations that come up recently, and I was listening, and it applied to my circumstance, and the guy kept talking. I was like, damn, I just did all the shit. Like, I did all the shit that he said to do.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've heard from people. I'm a terrible driver.
Really?
Dude, Davey goes insane when I'm driving.
Why?
I use my phone quite a bit when I'm driving.
That's a bad.
It's a
Pull
very-
up the
it's-
stats on like dying while texting and driving.
It's a very bad thing.
Crazy bad.
I'm-
Look at these
dude,
stats, bro.
I'm terrible. The other day, we were picking up my my puppy from the babysitter, and I don't know what I was doing. I just wasn't paying attention, and we're on like a regular street. There's lights and everything. She yells at me, like full on. I look up. I'm drifting into the intersection at a red light. I was like, yeah, this is not good.
Not the move.
I need to stop.
There were 42,514 deaths from motor vehicle crashes in the United States in 2022. This blah blah blah. Oh wait, nah. Let's get the facts by death while driving using a phone. Type in, go up the top. Oh yeah, distracted driving. Let's go down the very bottom there. Distracted driving. 3% or 140 of all motor vehicle fatalities in California were distracted driving related.
I feel like
I thought it'd be more,
Yeah.
but still.
But they save you with the new technology because it has that
Yeah.
beeper thing and then it'll automatically brake for you.
Yeah.
I've used that a couple times.
Yeah.
That saved me tremendously.
Did you see any of the driverless taxis in Phoenix this
Yo.
weekend? They were everywhere.
I've seen videos of those things. Did you hear about the one crashing though? I've heard a couple of them crashed.
Have you been in one?
No. There's no way.
I want to live in that world though. I'm pretty sick of driving if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I want to live
That would be nice.
I want to live in the world where you just get in, get your laptop out, crush away at work, read a book. Like,
just drives for you.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't want to let a car drive me because like there's actually like no one controlling the vehicle. That worries me.
No, I want to
At
live.
least, like-
I want to live in that world when it's good.
Yeah,
When
when
it's
it's like
like-
fully.
It's never you're
Done.
never crashing.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever happening to you. You don't have to drive. You get in your car. You say where you want to go.
And it just goes.
I want to live in that world.
Yeah. I feel like when it's fully developed and like they're certain the car's not going to crash, it'd be sick. But like at least in a Tesla, you somewhat have control. Like you can grab the wheel and be good.
How
Car
much
with-
better would that make the riding experience in California? If you didn't have to drive yourself to the track, you just got in your car and it took you.
I feel like it'd get rid of a lot of traffic.
It would for sure, bro.
For sure get rid of a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Because the traffic in Cali is fully driver related.
Oh, 100%.
100% driver related.
There's some stuff where it's just like, what are all of you people stopping for? And then it's just the most, bro, I'm not from here. I'm from Australia. People in Australia are so much better at driving. In America, it's like people drive with their ego
Yeah.
on
100%.
1,000%. And like, I'm merging into the freeway, bro. I got nowhere to go. You have to let me in.
Yeah.
Like, why is this a fight to the death for me just to get on the freeway?
No, and
It ain't that deep.
You know, like the every other car rule when you're like merging or
Yeah,
whatever.
merge like a zip.
Yeah. So we went to the Rose Bowl this year, and I'm leaving. It's like 10 o'clock, and obviously there's a bunch of traffic, and there's this Porsche dude. I'm right here, riding the dude in front of him's ass, just like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you think I'm gonna let you like just swoop me like that?
Bro, LAX.
I'm not doing that.
LAX is heavy for that too.
Yeah, terrible.
Pick someone up from LAX, dude. You can be in that like merging queue waiting for
Hours.
yeah, literally 2 hours.
Dude, it's terrible.
Yeah, I'll cop the Uber fee.
And then did you see
that.
the other day, like the 101 was, have you seen that?
Nah.
Like, I think it
What
was
is
2
it?
days ago. The 101 was fully, like, they did like a protest and the people like parked on the 101.
No.
And just completely shut down the freeway.
But
Yeah, it was
right,
like-
101 highway protest. No shit.
Yeah.
That's a bad freeway.
It was like 2 days ago or something like that.
So yeah, go to that. Nah, just oh my god, dude.
just-
go back to the just like LA
ICE
time.
protesters
Oh, there
blocked
we go.
101 freeway.
Thousands of people marched in downtown Los Angeles Sunday in protest of. Oh no, that was yeah. I thought they were protesting traffic. But yeah, protesting Trump's plan. No way. Go off to the photos. Ah, yeah. There you go.
Just fully
That's insane. As
unreal.
if traffic wasn't bad enough.
Let's just block the whole freeway.
Oh, I thought you meant like people protested like how bad the traffic was
no.
getting.
It was just like, I just don't understand like why we're doing that.
So did you fly from Phoenix or drive?
I flew.
Okay.
Yeah.
You weren't gonna mess with that drive on the way back.
No. I almost went back home to Havasu, but
Yeah.
I was going to drive because I was going to go home. But then I was just like,
How far is Phoenix from Havasu?
3 hours.
Okay.
Like 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like right in between. It's like the same. So for me to go from Havasu to Vegas and Havasu to Phoenix is about the same.
Ah, right.
A little bit longer to go to Phoenix, but
Yeah.
not much.
So that felt like a home race for you?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of friends, family. It was a packed race for sure for me.
Yeah, sick. And obviously wasn't the night that you wanted. Did that play into it at all? Like just having people there, the red plate, like any of that, or was it just a weird night?
No, I think it was almost. It was all on me. I don't know. I shouldn't have the second crash in the second main on the start. That one made no sense to me. It was just a really weird crash. The first
Can you pull
one,
it up? I haven't watched anything on TV yet, and I don't remember.
The first crash in the first main.
That was just you pushing in the turn.
all on me. And we had that talk. I had that talk with Davey because I crashed on that turn in qualifying, and I had gotten too high up in the berm, and I did the same thing, exact same thing.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, your bike is better when you're lower in the berms. Like, you need to stay low in the berms.
Yeah.
And I said, all right. What did I do?
Got high up in that thing.
Look at this. All the way to the top.
Yeah. And carrying so much speed through those whoops
Yeah.
too. Like, I mean, I'm imagining, bro, how's the pile up?
I got saved by that pile up.
I
'Cause
thought
it
there was no
saved
way.
me.
Yeah, because there were so many dudes
There's
down.
so many dudes down. I was able to get back to fourth that main.
Yeah, yeah. And then the second one.
Look,
Ah,
I spun the rear into the little knuckle thing because they had like that, and I spun the rear into it, and it just,
yeah.
I don't know. Two complete polar opposite crashes. One was at the front end, one was with the rear end.
Yeah. And then dead last in this one.
That one was tough to come back from.
Yeah.
That was tough.
What was the track like for passing?
Actually, pretty easy.
Yeah.
The only thing, the track wasn't terrible for passing. That 3 we did, massive.
That's a big old jump, bro.
Massive. I don't know why I tried it in the first main.
Yeah, what the?
I wasn't planning on it. I didn't want to. And I'd watched a video of Kenny do it in qualifying. And I was like, it doesn't look that hard, but it's just like, that's just big. Like, I really just don't want to do that.
That's a long way to jump a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Dude.
And I wasn't planning on doing it. And then when I went down, I got up and I was like, well, I got to find another option to get through this rhythm somehow. And my only option was, like, that was going to be somewhat fast, was to jump it. And I did it one lap, and I was like, I'm going to have to go for it. I had no option at that point.
So the first time you did it, you didn't case it.
No.
But you didn't go as clean as I bet you wanted. Were you just like fully shitting in the air, being like, oh, I'm actually not going to make this?
Actually, the first couple times I jumped it, I was good. I made it clean. And then there was a lap I passed Marchbanks. That was like the 5th time I jumped it that main. The lap I passed Marchbanks was when I came up short, and I was in the air, front wheel high.
Oh, we actually got the shot. Griff's got the shot. He'll find it.
Front wheel high, I thought I was going to die.
That's the worst feeling, dude.
Dude.
You're near the roof of a stadium.
Yeah.
Looking at a knuckle.
Oh, I'm sure you've seen the video of Chase doing that quad at the test track this week. There's a really big quad we have at the test track.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that.
I had done it weeks ago, and I think it was like, we have it like the foot measurements of it, and Frankie was like, this is the biggest quad I've ever seen in my life.
Have you got footage on your Instagram doing it? Or is it on Chase's?
Chase might have posted it. I know I have a video somewhere on my phone.
Yeah.
But it was like,
airdrop it to the lappy if you want.
Okay, yeah. I'll have her send it over. It's on there somewhere.
Yeah, so how big was it, like feet-wise?
I think they said like right around, a little smaller than that would have been. So it was like, I think they said that was 85, so 79, 78, something like that. But it was like, I came up short one lap. I jumped it clean the first time. They weren't videoing.
At the test track?
At the test track.
Yeah.
They weren't videoing it because they didn't like think I was going to jump it. And I made it clean. And I came back and I was like, I'm jumping it again. Like, I need a video of it. And
bro. Go back. Oh, that's everything.
Everything it had. And
that's crazy, dude.
So that one at the test track, like, I was like, I need a video. Like, I didn't jump it if there's no video. So like, we can't do that.
Yeah.
And Davies like, no, you're not jumping it again. Like, that's too big. You're going to get hurt. Next time I jumped it, I was in the air. I fully thought I was done. I was like, both ankles, everything, toast. And I somehow came out of it, like, good. And then Chase jumped it last week, so that was cool. But
that's wild, dude.
How
do you know when something's jumpable, and like, what's the process?
I feel like when you're looking at it, you can think a lot of things are jumpable, but then it really just depends on the transition of the jump. And especially like in Supercross this year, all those quads have been jumpable because Dirtworks builds perfect transitions. Like, there's been some races that, like that San Diego 3-4, that thing was so easy because the transition of the face of that was incredible. It gave you so much pop. It was a no-brainer to jump it. But then there's like some tracks that just, if the pocket's not perfect, there's no way it's doable. And so I can say like a lot of things doable, but if I don't really ride it, then I'm not going to know for sure. When I jumped in qualifying, actually, this 3 right here that we jumped at the race, I jumped and landed in the face of it one lap. Like, I was just trying to double, but I was on a fast lap, so I didn't like.
Ah.
And I came back, and Ian was like, "Why'd you jump so far?" I said, "That jump's doable. Someone's gonna do it.
Yeah.
A 450 is gonna do it, 100%." He said, "No way." Kenny came back. I said, "I told you he was gonna do it." Said one of them was gonna do it. I knew it was doable. I just didn't want to be the first one to do it.
Yeah.
That's the one where I'm like, I think I'm good. So when I seen Kenny do it, I was like, it's doable, but.
What's the comparison 450 to 250? Do you think it's pretty much like, especially something towards the end of a rhythm section where you have a lot of momentum? I'm sure like 4 out of the turn there's a big difference between the 250 and 450, but there it's like you're clicking gears through the rhythm section and just rock, but at the very end, you know?
Yeah, it really depends on how well your bike is in soaking things up, I think. If you can really stay low and keep a lot of forward momentum, a lot of quads are doable. Like the one after the finish line that they were doing this weekend, where it was like 3:34.
Yeah.
Chase came to me after the race. He was like, "You could have jumped it." And I was like, "Yeah, but." And then he said, I was like, "Was it bigger than, or was it harder than the jump in the middle?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, I was barely making that, so how was I supposed to make this thing?"
Yeah.
And he goes, I think you would have made it." And I was like, but then he was like, "At least you can case this one. Like if you would have cased it, you would have been fine." I think Kenny cased it, Chase cased it. So he's like, "If you would have cased it, you would have been fine. If you cased the one across the start, like bad, you're dead for sure." I was like, "Well, yeah."
Bro, that was one of the sickest Supercross races I've ever been to.
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun.
It was.
The track was fun.
Yeah. Quali was gnarly, bro. Like every single time, either you guys or the 450 boys were on the track, that was a fucking send fest, dude.
Yeah, I feel like this year qualifying's different. Everyone's it's a full shootout. Like in the 450s, it's mainly Tomac, Jett, and Chase just shoot out for fast laps, and then it's me and Haiden in the 250 class. Just I don't know. We want to win qualifying, I guess.
Yeah, why does it matter?
I think it's just head games. If you're faster in qualifying, I think it says a lot. But last night, I mean, obviously, it didn't matter in Glendale. I was on the ground for 2 mains, so
yeah.
Fast lap doesn't matter much. But like, I mean, for me, I really wanted it in Glendale because I have a bonus. So for Triple Crowns, I got a fast lap bonus. So I was like,
yeah,
I wanted
right.
that. I wanted that one.
So in the race or quali?
In quali.
So if you get fastest quali, you get a bonus.
Yeah.
That's sick.
For all Triple Crowns. Because there's no heat races. So
it
it makes up for like a heat race bonus.
Who wrote that into your contract?
I don't know.
Smart man.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's put in there. So when I seen that, this weekend, I was like, yeah, I need that fast lap.
That's sick, dude. What do you think about points for quali?
I actually think it would be sick. It'd make quali way more fun.
Yeah,
It'd
you
make
think
it
so?
more like everyone would really go for it. Like, I think, does anyone else do that? No. Formula 1 doesn't do it, right? They just do fast lap in the race.
You get points for quali, right? Yeah.
You do? Yeah.
Yeah. And then fastest lap of the race, you get 1 point as well.
I know that for sure.
Which I think that would be...
I think that's sick.
That would be dope.
That would be awesome. They should do that.
Because then
it really can... It's going to set everyone apart. Who wants to go for that fast lap?
Well, and then think about... So I think how it works in F1, you've got to be in the top 10, though, to get the extra point. So, like, we could do that easily. So if you're in the top 10... But think about you on the weekend. If you were able to get the 3 fastest laps...
Yeah, I would have
in the 3 mains,
3 extra points.
You could have got 3 extra points. So, like, the bad starts. I mean, that
makes up for it a little bit.
Yeah. And if you are a dude, like, think about Eli at Anaheim. Anaheim, too, that was a hard track to kind of make up a lot of time, I think, because of how slick it was.
Yeah.
But imagine if he was able to, just get an extra point for being the fastest dude in that main,
Yeah, for sure. I think that's definitely something they should incorporate. I think it'd make the races a little bit more interesting, especially in Formula 1. The only difference, I think, is in Formula 1 they have the headsets, so they know, like, hey, you're this far off. If you want that extra point, you need to do this, where we have no communication. So it's like they'd either have to put it on the pit board, but then we have mechanics areas like Anaheim 2 had where you couldn't see the mechanics area at all. So
what do you think about headsets?
I think it'd be good, but only for... I don't think we should be able to talk to... like back and forth to our team managers and stuff. I think it should be like, I think I've heard you say it should be just like race officials, like, hey, yellow flag, or hey, they're like for the lappers, hey, leaders are coming up. Like even this weekend, I feel like sometimes the lappers just the blue flag's invisible. So I think that would be nice. Just at least they know like what's going on. But I don't think like team communication would be good.
What about for, let's say, your team manager to you?
I think yes, but there should be guidelines to it.
Yeah. What would your guidelines be?
My guidelines would be you could tell the rider either where he's at on track, or if they did incorporate a fast lap point or whatever, hey, you need this much for a fast lap or you need this much time. I don't think they should be like, hey,
he's going 3 here.
he's going, yeah. I don't think we should be able to tell like what lines are going on. I think we should have to figure that out ourselves. I feel like in Formula One, it's pretty simple. Like everyone kind of follows the same line, where in Supercross, we have to change lines. There's different rhythms. So I don't think that would be good to be able to be like, hey, this is faster, do it. Like, I think we should have to figure that out on our own. But for sure, like that little communication of, hey, you're here, because sometimes it's hard to see the pit board.
Yeah.
It's like at Anaheim too, the pit board, I couldn't see anything. So.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like if there's no change this line, do this, do that, cool.
Yeah.
But I think to be able to be told where you're at, to be able to tell
maybe lap times.
Yeah, lap times
Because
I think would be cool.
I like, especially at the test track, I worked a lot on this year, I never look at pit boards ever. And we worked a lot on me being able to read lap times, because that's something I think I struggled with last year, was I'd get so lost and I wouldn't be able to race my laps. Like, I'd just be like, oh, I'm here, like I can slow down or whatever. Where now it's like, now that I'm reading the pit board, it's like if I'm 5/10 off, it's like, oh, I need to fix something.
Yeah.
So I've worked a lot on that, and then I got a little bit lost at A2 because I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I couldn't read anything, I couldn't see nothing. So I think having that communication for that sense would be nice. Just, hey, that lap was 5/10 off. Pick it up here. You lost this in this sector. So I think little things like that would be good.
Yeah, and I think just for the safety side of it as well, and the lappers. And the problem is, right, like Vince at San Diego, like, bro, he almost ruined one of the best Supercross races of all time. Like, imagine if Jett passes Eli and wins the main event,
or if Freeze takes Eli down with him. Like,
yeah, but the problem is like you can't really penalize him now. I mean, they could, but imagine if he's hearing you in the helmet
and he's still not moving.
Doesn't do it.
Yeah,
done. Black flag. Like, it would
get
just
him off the track.
Yeah, it would completely fix that. And then I think that the other thing is, right, because to play devil's advocate, you guys are lapping way up into the field sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And those guys are racing, like, they're legitimately racing.
Yeah, sometimes they're in the middle of a battle.
Yeah, but we should be able to say, blue flag, JuJu's coming through, hold position, no overtaking,
yes,
must pull over. Because I think that's a lot of the problem, is that
if they're in a race and they're in a battle, someone
slows
down and then the other guy passes them. Especially like at Anaheim too, it was me and Smith were in a battle. I mean, we weren't like really battling too hard, but he was right behind me, and I came up on some lappers and they were in the middle of a battle, and the one in front pulled over and the other dude passed him, and I was like, I pay attention to that stuff. Yeah. I like, especially in a race, I pay attention to little things like that. And I was like, damn, I kind of feel bad. Like, the poor guy just lost a spot.
But I mean, I get it. Like, they're out there, right? And if it's for 12th and 13th, like, dude, I've never got 13th in a main event.
There's money in that too, so it's like,
for sure,
if you lose that spot, it's like $300.
Yeah, so which is a lot.
They could need that $300. So.
For sure. So yeah, if you have it to where, I think for the lappers, if you don't pull over, done. You're either getting dock positions, you're getting fined, whatever it is. But then you can also be like, hold position, or if they did pass, race control could be like, give the position back. Like, it just would just make the whole thing
run a lot smoother.
So much smoother, so much better. And again, like you said, you could kind of get the information that you need. And I'd just love to have you guys mic'd up as well, so that there's like recordings coming back. I mean, the way like F1 does it, so they have a person that's just monitoring the comms, right? And then they get all the comms, but they basically like have agreement with the teams and the drivers, like, we're not going to fuck you over.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Or I can tell you, like, tell them your plan or
and
things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you say something stupid, like I think, I can't remember, maybe it was like George Russell or, no, it was Oscar Piastri said some crazy shit. And Dean from F1 was like, we didn't let that one go through. So it's like, if there's some shit that's like too much, then obviously like that's not going to get fed to the broadcast.
Yeah.
But imagine if after the race, you and your mechanic, you get those embraces, you get Davey talking to you, you get that emotion, or something happens out on the track. You kind of, I don't know, we miss so much.
A lot.
So much in the sport because of that.
Yeah, and I love watching, like, there's so many clips of Max just laying into his team, like his control people. It's so funny. I love it. Like when I think there was one round where they wanted him to let Sergio go, and he just lost. And I love listening to it. It's so funny. Even football too. It's so funny watching them.
Oh, the mic'd up stuff is so good.
I love it.
Well, and like the UFC corner stuff.
Yeah, I can watch it for hours.
Bro, it's
hours.
That's why we fucking love sport.
Yeah.
It's all that shit. It's all the stories. It's all the behind the scenes. It's all the drama. Like, that's what we're there for entertainment. Yes, it's a sport and you got to have rules and the sport's got to run right. And we care about winners and losers, but that's also what we care about, you know?
But then, like, I feel like we don't have that in Supercross.
Zero.
No one knows anything that's going on. There's no behind the scenes. There's no, like, all the riders when they're hurt, like, everything's kept so disclosed. And when they, even at Feld Media Day this year, we were in, like, the meeting, and they were telling us about the whole betting deal and whatnot. And they were like, you can't disclose this, that, whatever. Like, so if you're hurt, like, you can't be telling the whatever. I'm sure you had to fill out the.
Yeah, we had to do all that.
Yeah,
shit as well.
So they were telling us about it, and I was like, you know how, like, I told them, I was like, you know how this industry is. Come on. You don't think people are going to talk?
Yeah.
People find out about things. We had no one at the test track, and everyone knew I was fast at the test track. How's that even possible?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
all I heard all offseason, bro, JuJu's ripping.
And there's literally no one there. Like, it's either we have an insider somewhere on our team that's giving people information, or I don't know, but there's no one there, so I don't understand, like, how people find out.
French Valley Airport, bro.
Yeah.
Just a dude in a chopper just down there lap timing.
Yeah, I'm like, it makes no sense. So when they brought that up to me, I was like, the only way you do it is you have to do what the NFL does. They have to have injury reports. The team has to, say Thursday before the race, the team has to send in an injury report if someone is injured. Hey, this guy's hurt. So everyone knows, like, obviously, if someone's hurt and no one knows, what if the betting odds are in their favor, and then he shows up and does terrible because he can't ride? Like, obviously, everyone knows Shimoda's hurt. Like,
they should know
he's hurt.
Yeah,
they shouldn't be keeping stuff like that a secret. I feel like if they're gonna have a betting system like they have it, everything should be out there.
Wait, can you pull up the bit of the press conference where Coop said what he said about his injury? Did you hear that?
Oh,
you weren't in there yet? Watch this, dude. I thought this was very interesting.
Was this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend.
Oh yeah, I was in the press conference this weekend. So.
Oh, dude, that's right.
Yeah.
I just assume you're on the podium every weekend. Silly me. Find that.
No podiums when you're down on the start twice.
Close though.
Close. I don't know how.
Cole almost gave you the podium back, bro.
I got close. I don't understand how I even got fourth that night. So I was.
Yeah, you got lucky, bro.
The team told me, they were like, if that's a fourth, we'll take it.
Take it.
We're good.
Yeah. Press conferences have been good this year.
They've been fun.
Yeah, it's been good. They're getting good views too.
I love Cole's interviews.
So good, bro.
The greatest thing ever.
So fucking funny.
I get sent clips of it all the time.
On the end of the off-season,
sorry, bro. We'll get back to that.
To an injury. Is that something you can now speak about with, the success we've been seeing, and then where you are percentage-wise leading California?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard contractually. I'm trying not to get a pay deduction, so can't really speak about it, even though I'm racing. So anyway, yeah, it was tough at test track. Had a little get off, so it was not easy. But we made it to round one, and we're here, and Everything is clicking. It's taking a little bit, and you got to be a little patient. But it's the sport, right? We're always battling something. So I'm excited to be on the podium again tonight. I feel like I said, was the first night I really could ride closer to my ability, which was good. And in general, I felt great all day. This is, as we know, a track I don't normally gel with. Super slippery, high speeds. The whoops were like concrete, and overall I had a really good night riding. So I'm super happy with everything. And yeah, it doesn't always go your way sometimes, but you just got to keep chugging away.
What do you make of that?
It's crazy to think that he'll get a pay deduction for speaking that he's hurt.
Well, no. You know what I reckon it might be? I reckon he might have just like not told the team.
No one knew he was hurt.
I think he was trying. I guess I don't know. I actually have no information about this, but what I took from that was that he didn't want to tell the team that he had an injury, because if he was injured and underperforming, he could get a pay deduction. There's probably an injury clause.
Yeah, injury clause in that.
So he's just kept his mouth shut. Dude, his crash at OzX, bro, like he fucking hurt his wrist for sure, or something.
I heard shoulder.
Shoulder. Okay.
But I heard I don't understand that stuff.
What's that? I don't know. Have a look.
I don't understand that stuff. The team, even like last year, I tried, like when I had my rib injury, I tried to keep everything pretty like under wraps. And the team, like when I finally, because they were like, what happened tonight? And I was like, I just couldn't go. My ribs were hurt. I don't know what to do. And they were like, well, you didn't tell us you were injured. So they were like very like.
What's this? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Straight to the shoulder. And that looks like a dude that hurt something just then. You
just
know?
sitting there like.
You know.
Pain. Yeah, you know when someone's sitting there in pain. And I tried to keep it under wraps last year, and the team with me was like, tell us. Like, if something's bothering you, we need to figure it out so we can assess it quick. Like, so that was the thing. Like, I don't understand why he's scared to tell the team for a pay deduction. Like, for us, it's the team wants us to tell him.
Yeah, and I might be completely wrong.
Yeah, no, it's definitely possible. The way he made it sound.
Yeah, that's what I took possible from it. I was like, so maybe he just didn't tell the team, because if he had a legitimate injury and if he wasn't performing, maybe they could have then automatically like halved his salary, or like, I mean, I don't know how it works, but yeah, I just thought it was interesting. But I mean, dude, Coops rode really good this season, like 2 podiums in 4 races, not 100%, and he was like, Jett was not catching him that first moto, you know, like they were right there.
Yeah. What do you make it of Jett's knee injury?
Bro, I was sitting in the stands. I could see, I was like right behind, like we were kind of up, like the start straight was coming at us, right?
Yeah.
And so they went around and I just saw it, and I've seen so many people hurt their knee, and the reaction immediately after it, I just said, I'd text Jeremy from Red Bull. I just texted him literally before he'd come around the first lap, and I was like, fuck, bro, I think Jett just hurt his knee. So, I don't know. I hope.
It got ripped back bad.
It did.
But then it's like, they said when Lars came on after, he was like, they're saying it's pretty stable. But there's a lot of like, I think it can be stable and still be pretty damaged. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think.
Because you see a lot of guys race with torn ACLs.
Yeah. What do you do, though, if you Jett? Like, if, let's say.
I think for him, tape it and go for it.
You just think tape it and go?
Do what Hymas did. I mean, Hymas made it through all last year with the torn ACL.
So you, like, all right, if you're Jett Lawrence and you've got, like, think about your whole career, you're in the, where's he at in the title right now?
He had the points lead. Or no, he didn't. That was Kenny.
No.
He was right there, though. He was close.
Because he went a 2-2 DNF. So, like, look up what he got overall, where he's at in the points.
But he's probably maybe 15 down.
So,
it's
in a
not 17-round championship.
Not crazy bad. So, you'd tape it and go.
I think for him, he's won so much at this point. Like, I'd get it if it was like he's in a race for his first championship. Maybe be cautious of it and try to get healthy to win another title next year. How many titles has the guy won? I mean, just going for legacy numbers at this point. So I would tape and go for it.
And then just get it fixed through outdoors.
Off season.
Yeah. The thing is, like, so Hymus's knee. Do you know Hymus well, Chance?
I don't know him well, but I mean, I know him. Yeah.
He's a G. He got that surgery done on his knee, and he was back riding. I can't remember what it was, but it was like fairly quick.
It's the same one that Dino did.
Yeah.
They can either go to Canada for it or Australia for it. It's I've heard like you can be back in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 to 8 weeks or something.
I can't remember the exact number, but Chance was like back quick from it.
Yeah, because I know Hurlings I'm pretty sure did the same thing.
Huh.
Because he tore his at the end of the GP season.
Isn't it wild that it used to be like a career-ending injury?
Yeah, it's like 4 months or whatever, 4 to 8 months. You got guys coming back in 8 weeks now. It's unreal.
So
but
gnarly.
Even like femur injuries, when I broke mine, I think it took me 3.5, 4 months. And now I'm seeing dudes come back from a femur injury. And I mean, I wasn't walking for 10 weeks.
Really?
They had me in a full cast, everything. I see guys walking out the hospital now.
No way.
Unreal.
That has to be the craziest pain, bro.
Yeah, that was. Luckily for me, I was very young. I was 14 at the time, or 13 at the time when I broke mine, and luckily I had a really good like group of people. The medics, the life flight team was really good, and I mean it hurt. I was asking for pain meds every 5 minutes, but it was a really nice, like, the whole thing went really smoothly.
For something that went bad, it went well.
Yeah, but then I stayed in San Diego because they flew me to Rady's Children's Hospital, and I did the surgery there, and I stayed in San Diego that whole week after I'd had the surgery, just so they could have a checkup that next week.
Yeah.
And like I was in like a splint. They didn't put me in a cast yet. I was in like a splint thing, and I was in my wheelchair or whatever. And I came back the next week, and my bone had shifted 10 degrees off. Like, it was just completely jacked. So then they put a full cast on me, and, like, when it was warm, they, like, pressed into it to put the bone back in place. And then they had to re-x-ray it, and if it didn't go back to where it was supposed to be, we would have had to keep trying, like, just keep putting new casts on until they got it right.
Did they get it right the first time?
Yeah, we got it right the first time, so we got lucky.
Damn.
But then my dad wouldn't let me move. Like, I was stuck in my room. He was like, "You're not leaving your bed. I'm not letting this thing move anymore." So
that's hectic.
Yeah,
dude.
It was rough.
Did you do that on moto or jet ski?
Moto.
Moto, I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah, Paula.
Oof. Main track will get you.
Yeah.
You run into a 65 or something?
No, bike blew up.
Oh.
Yeah, on the face of a jump.
That's the worst.
Yeah, and I ditched the bike and landed on my legs. So it was rough, but I think those things, I feel like they create character. So
they definitely do, eh? And I mean, I say this a bunch. Even guys like me, I'm not a professional racer or whatever, but race my whole life, deal with big injuries. And I just think if I look at myself compared to other people I know that have lived a way more mellow life, never had those kind of injuries, it seems like smaller things affect them more negatively. It's like when you've had some crazy shit go down in terms of pain or injuries or sicknesses or whatever, just seems like you don't sweat the small stuff as much.
No, and even like for me, after San Diego, I woke up Sunday morning after San Diego sick, dude. Done. And I had it gone by Tuesday. Davey stayed with me. He got sick as well, so we were like both down. And he stayed at my house, and we were just fully honey, garlic. He was making up these drinks.
Onions in the socks, just doing all the weird shit.
I walk into the kitchen. He's got this cup out. He said, "You got to eat it." I was like,
that stuff makes a difference, though, dude. I swear.
It's so terrible. It tastes so bad. But then when you're done, you're like, "Oh, I feel so much better now." So I got it out of my system really quick, and I was back riding that week. But it was, I think it's just little things like that. Like, I feel like sometimes when people like that don't have injuries or whatnot, they get sick, and it's like
just takes
the end of the world. It's like the end of the world. They can't move. They sit in bed all day. It's like, I laugh at those things. It's so fun.
It's fun. It's true. So yeah, back to Phoenix. Like you said, wasn't that bad when it went kind of shitty.
Yeah, wasn't terrible.
You were ripping.
I rode really good. Davey actually after the race, he came to me and he said, "I'm really happy that tonight happened. Like, you needed to have that kind of thing because I haven't seen any aggression out of you all year. I haven't seen that fight that you have at the test track in the races. I see a guy who's riding at 80% and is cruising around to salvage a second or win San Diego, but you're never pushing the limit like you do at the test track. And tonight, I seen you push the limit. Like,
Why is that?
I seen you finally go on
Can
the
you
edge.
can you resonate with that? Like when he says that, does it?
Yeah,
hit?
I can feel it. I know when I'm on the limit and I'm really pushing. And those first 3 rounds, I was cruise control. I can ride like that for forever. And he finally, like, even Ian after qualifying, I ran that 59.7 or whatever, and we were watching film, and he was like, "You still have half a second. Like, if you gave the aggression you give us at the test track, no one would be even close." And Davey resonated that. He's like, you look like you can do that forever. Like, there's no, like, nothing. It's not bothering you. You're fine doing that speed. And in the main event, I finally seen you really push. And, like, there was a sense of urgency of, like, I need to go.
Yeah. You kind of hit championship mode.
Yeah, like, I need to go. I need to salvage points here.
Yeah.
So.
That's
That was
sick.
nice.
It's probably good to, like, dip into that in a way.
Yeah. And Davey was like, "I'm really happy that you went down in those 2 mains because I finally got to see how much fight you have in you and how bad you want this."
Yeah. What about A2 then? Like, it didn't have that same level of aggression?
I struggled a lot with the bike.
Yeah, it wasn't good in the whoops, was
Oh.
it? Yeah, I'd noticed that.
We switched shocks that morning because I complained about something after free practice, but I never really pushed it in free practice. And we went to a different shock after free practice, and it was all right for 1 lap. I was able to get a good lap in qualifying, and it wasn't a big issue. But then when the track broke down in the main, I mean, I couldn't hit the whoops to save my life. I think they pulled up the stats, and I was losing like half a second or maybe 0.8 in the whoops, just there, every lap. And I'd gain a lot of it back on the rest of the track just to not, like, have that big of a deficit. But it was a significant amount. And I went to the track on Tuesday, and we had a plan to test because there's absolutely no way I was going to ride that shock again.
Yeah.
And I rode that morning on that shock, and I hit the whoops. I hit the whoops 2 laps. I pulled in and said, "Can't do it." I went back to my San Diego setup, went out, and it was like immediate change.
Yeah.
It was so noticeable. And Davey was like, "I don't understand how you even got second in that main event riding like this." So
That's crazy, eh? Yeah, and I mean, on top of that too, Deegan's bike through the whoops that weekend was just a fucking
Incredible.
rock,
Yeah.
dude. Like, it was so solid.
yeah, his bike was really good that night, and he even admitted to it. They put in work that week, and they figured it out in the whoops. I put in work during the weekend, and we went a little bit backwards that night. So
Yeah.
we fixed it quite a bit. We're in a good place now, I think. So
It's crazy this year, man. Like, you look at the main event in San Diego with Jett and Eli. That looked to me like Eli could go 100%, full confidence in the motorcycle. Jett, 90-something percent, 80-something percent confidence. And I think that they could have rode for 40 more laps and Jett wouldn't have caught Eli.
no,
Eli just had that bit extra, and it honestly came down to comfortability on the motorcycle.
I think if that race was any longer, Eli would have probably pulled away. Because you could tell Jett probably wasn't too comfortable. And even, like, I told the team at Anaheim too, I'm not sure if you see me almost murder myself on the sight lap.
I did.
Dude.
I was up in the knot hole, which was like like just looking at the Azuma. It's like, no.
They told me, they were like, "You need to hit the whoops fast on the sight lap, see what the bike does." So I waited, went into the whoops, come almost backwards.
It was gnarly, bro.
I pulled in to get on the gate. I looked at my suspension tech. I shook my head. I said, "This is gonna be a long main event."
What could you
I knew it.
change?
We went a little bit faster on rebound.
So before the main, just to
right
try
after the side lap, just to try and compensate. But I looked at him and I looked at my mechanic and I said, "This is gonna be the longest 15 minutes of my life."
No way, dude.
I lost full confidence. I didn't even have, like, at that point there was no chance I was winning that main event.
It's wild that you can know that on the gate.
Yeah, I had like, at that point I was like, we need to do what we can. But when it started raining, I was fully converted to jumping. I was like, I'm not even going to risk it.
Yeah.
There's no chance I'm going to make it through these for another 5 laps.
That probably saved you a little bit.
Yeah. Being able to jump saved me.
Yeah, what? The rain.
Yeah.
Because
the rain
it made him super slick anyway to where, like, that
and
you couldn't
was
really
risking
charge
it.
him. Yeah.
Smith was sending it through the whoops. He was fast that night through the whoops.
Yeah.
So, and I got really lucky. He crashed because I could hear his bike, and he was getting close that last lap, and he was Mach 10 in the whoops. He was going to kill me in the sand if he didn't go down.
Oh, man. Another good track. Like, I feel like all the tracks this year have been pretty sick, eh?
Yeah, they've been sick. The first 2 were pretty basic. Like, they were pretty simple and easy. I feel like we got a little more technical at A2, and then this weekend it wasn't necessarily, I'd say, technical, but the transitions were really tight for how fast it was. So you had to be really precise with where you were landing.
Yeah.
So I think that was what made this weekend's track stand out a little bit.
Yeah, Josh Hill actually said it to me. We were watching one of the races, and he's like, it's basically straight rhythm.
Yeah.
Because all your time is made up by pushing through and staying low in the rhythm sections.
Yeah, you had to be and you almost had to set your bike up for the rhythms because you just needed the thing to stay low and push through really good. So the track this weekend was definitely different from what I was expecting because normally you have a long start at Glendale. We had a really short start. It was like they kind of threw off like the normal Glendale vibe of it.
Which is sick because, like, I don't know whether, obviously the rain last year played like a big part, but I just thought the tracks sucked.
Yeah.
All last year.
I felt like they were all the same. Like it was all the same stuff every round. There was no like different like things that they incorporated. Like this weekend we had 2 walls. The start went across. It wasn't like a normal Glendale 900-foot start. You're going 70 mile an hour down.
Speed
Unreal.
tucking.
Yeah, so that was nice to have like that little bit of the start's not dangerous and the track's pretty fun. So I like the way they're doing it. Hopefully these next, I think I looked at the track map for Arlington and it's pretty sick. I like it.
Are you stoked to have a couple weekends off, or do you wish you could keep racing?
I wish I could keep racing. I want to keep racing, but I'm excited to watch Tom and the rest of the boys in Tampa. They got a long sand section this weekend.
Yeah.
Full rhythm sand section. Normal Tampa stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like whole lane.
I never look at track maps, eh?
Unreal.
I'm the
Gonna be
worst.
sick.
It's just like traveling. I never look at the weather. Wherever I'm going, just pack heaps of shit. And just
I
be
love
like,
the track maps.
Really?
Dude,
Yeah,
I
right.
love watching them. It's so fun here. Watch.
Let's see. Oh,
Go.
so they have the whole year done.
Yeah.
Dude, this is how much of a rookie I am. I didn't even
Look,
know.
we got a whole rhythm. We got a whole lane
Where's it at? The sand?
over here on the right.
That's all sand?
It's a whole
yeah,
lane,
right
dude.
there.
It's gonna be
Dude.
unreal.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be mayhem.
That's some like Charlotte MXGP
Double sand
shit.
section too.
Yeah. Dude, could we see Josh Hill on the podium this weekend? Justin Hill, just like really channel that old. Do you remember that race in Tampa, like 2018, where he was just like the man on a JGR
Oh
Suzuki?
yeah.
He got 6 on the weekend, bro.
This weekend?
Yeah, 6 overall.
So actually, it doesn't surprise me though, because he came and rode with us a couple times.
Yeah, I
this
was going to say,
offseason.
does he get to ride the test track?
Unreal.
Rips.
Incredible. Like I still haven't seen him ride at a race like he rides at the test track.
Really?
He could top 5 a main event.
Yeah.
Riding I mean, he almost top 5 this weekend, but he could top 5 like a full 450 main event riding like he rides the test track.
That's
He might
crazy.
podium. I've seen days where I'm just like, wow. It's like unreal.
That's pretty
But even
sick.
Chase too.
Yeah.
If Chase fully rode like he rides at the test track, no one would touch him. It's unreal.
He's a beast, bro. Like I've fucking said it like 3 times now, but
Unreal.
we just did a little mountain bike ride with him, and just dude was like so locked in on the recovery ride, not letting his heart rate go out of zone 2. We got to the top of the trail. Other guys hadn't got there yet. Went down the hill, up the hill, down it. Like just did not stop.
No.
Didn't take a break. Just was obsessed
Yeah.
about doing it perfect. And I'm like, okay. That makes sense. Like that's literally
Yeah.
why this guy is the way he is.
And I think you have to have it. You have to be obsessed with it. If you're not obsessed with it and you have that, I'm 2 beats off from being zone 2, like, no. I want to be, I'm really like, if I'm a zone 2 ride, I don't want to be at the bottom zone 2. I don't like being at the lower part of the zone 2. I want to be like more middle, higher zone 2 just for, I don't know.
So you got that cushion so that, yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I like that feeling of being not in a low zone 2.
Yeah.
And especially like I train a lot off power. I don't train off heart rate.
Okay.
I like training off power a lot more. It's a lot more accurate, I feel like, because especially if you're doing intervals, it's like a 1 minute interval. Your heart rate's not going to get up to where you want it to get up in 1 minute.
Yes.
So it's really, for me, power is really easy to go off of and base my training off of. So I like training with power, but I like to be in that higher zone 2.
So now where you're at in your career, like we said, it's been a breakout year. Do you think that you're now getting to more of like that Chase Sexton mentality where it's like, I'm doing every single thing right and I ain't skipping on shit?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty hard to get to.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like even I got frustrated this weekend because I normally do like Thursday, Friday, especially I'll do a recovery ride, just keep the legs fresh for the weekend. And I flew in Thursday, so I didn't have, my dad wasn't there yet with the bus, so I didn't have my bike or anything. So I wasn't able to get, and I didn't check into my hotel until 8:30 because I went to dinner with my family, so I wasn't able to get in a recovery ride in that night, and I was furious about it. I was so upset. And even Saturday night after that third main event, went in the motorhome, changed, went out, and I did a 45-minute spin right after the main event. I was just like, I have to get it done. It needs to be done. And even like this morning, I went 6 a.m., woke up, left for the gym at 7, did a swim, and then went home. And
you can feel like, is it a shift in mentality that you've got to, is it like an acute thing where you're just like, you know what, fuck it. Like I need to be like this, or do you think it happens over time? Because there is a championship mindset and there's a way that you can be a pro, getting on the podium, getting paid, living the dream, and you ain't doing that.
No, and there's like I said, if I miss a recovery ride, like damn, the other guys probably did theirs. Like I just got that mentality of like, I don't want anyone to outwork me. I want to make sure I'm the hardest worker out there, and if I miss things like that, it's just, it kind of like wears down on me. I get frustrated about it, so I try to make sure I'm really on top of it. And like I said, Thursday I was furious I missed my recovery ride.
And so is that different to how you were last year, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I think last year, like if I were to miss a ride, I even talked to Davey about this a lot because especially in outdoors, I was getting arm pump for a lot of the season. And in the beginning of Supercross, he was really strict on like my warm up or whatever. And then he started to trust me with it. And I started to take a little bit of advantage of it. And I wouldn't fully do my warm up how I was supposed to. Like if it was 20 minutes with like intervals or whatever, just to try and get the heart rate up, I just 20 minutes zone 2 and go on. And I was getting arm pump. And there was one day he was like, how have you been warming up? And I was like, just spin a little bit and go. And he was like, that's why you're getting arm pump. And I was like, nah, like, I don't need to warm up. I'm fine. And he's like, all right, this weekend, you're going to warm up how I want you to warm up, and we'll see what happens. I warmed up how he wanted me to warm up, no arm pump. And he came back. He was like, you get arm pump? I said, no, because I told you. So there's like little things like that this year I'm like, I'm not going to miss that. I don't even... Last weekend at A2, I gave up my so for second qualifying session, we do the start or whatever, and there's like a 10-minute like late call. So basically, if you're 10 minutes before the gate's supposed to drop, if you're not up there, you get last gate pick. And I gave up my first gate pick to finish my warm up because I was like, I'm not missing, like, I won't miss a minute. If I have to go a minute over, I'll go a minute over. I'm not gonna miss a minute. I'll make sure I get my warm-up in. So that's a big thing for me this year is making sure everything's perfect.
Yeah, it's gangster.
But that's how Chase is. But even he comes in, even this weekend. I was doing intervals before the main event, like before the night show, doing my warm-up. And he comes in, he goes, we got a race tonight. And I was like, yeah, so? He said, you're doing the races on the bike. You're already raced. You're at like 150 heart rate right now. And I was laughing at him. We have a good time. It's fun.
That's sick, though, to be in that headspace because you can't fake that shit.
No.
And And there definitely is phases in people's career. And I mean, there's like phases in people's life though, you know, like I think it definitely applies to just life in general where it's like, I can snooze here. Or I can do, you know, I don't have to do all out on this. And there's a saying I love, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well.
Yeah, and it's fully true. When I was an amateur, and this was before I had hired Davey, my dad was like, he would always call me, and he'd be like, hey, like, did you do a bike ride today, or did you do this? And I was like, oh, yeah, I did it. My ass didn't do it. He's like, well, you can't be lying to yourself. I was like, I'm not lying to myself. I was fully lying to myself.
And everyone.
Yeah, I was lying to myself and everyone about it. Like, I definitely was not doing it. And so now it's like, for me, when I think of that, it's like, you can't lie to yourself. You can't say, oh, yeah, I did it. Like, no, you know you didn't do it. And even me with, like, my eating habits, like, I've been so strict on my food. And I will say there's one thing, and even Davey knows about it, because I was very, like, I don't know if I'm superstitious, but I'm superstitious. Like, I don't like saying it, but I definitely am.
That's fine,
So
bro.
I have like this stitch that I have 2 pieces of cookie dough every week, because I had 2 pieces of cookie dough the week I won San Diego. So now it's every Monday, 2 pieces of cookie dough.
Do you think,
That's
bro?
my only like off limit thing I won't change.
Yeah.
Everything else, like, if I'm going to an airport, I'm making sure I've got Delta Lounge now just so I can eat like somewhat decent food, because obviously it's hard to get good food in an airport, or there's things like that you struggle with trying to find food in airports. And so I'm really big on, like, I got to make sure I have my food right. And I don't like, if I eat something bad and I know I ate something bad, like, it'll wear down on me for weeks. I'll like know, like, oh, I didn't perform because I ate this. So that really beats me up quite a bit. I try to really make sure I don't miss that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that it's evident in your results though.
Yeah.
You know, but, and people, I think that there's like a bit of a mentality shift that you almost have to go through, to where, like, you can be doing all the work, right? But you can be doing it begrudgingly. Yeah. And the whole time that you're doing the work, you're thinking, this kind of sucks. Like, why do I have to be like this?
Why do I have to do
like,
this?
This is annoying. Like, fuck,
I don't want to do this.
I'm 18. I should be able to have fun. Like, there's this whole perspective and framing, and you can struggle through something. Yeah. Or you can just fully embrace it, and you can give yourself, like, tell yourself this complete other story. Like, man, I'm sacrificing for the life of my dreams. I only get one chance at this pro career. Like, there's a way that you can frame the things you have to go through to make it this, like, positive, beautiful experience. Or you can begrudge the entire deal. And I think part of it is just, like, really accepting what you've got to do, accepting what it takes to be great, and then just doing those things, and doing, as cliche as it sounds, like, loving the process of doing it.
And I think that was my biggest issue when I first started working with Davey, was I did the work or whatever, but I hated it. I mean, part of it I think came from I was so out of shape that I was just, it just was miserable.
In the Hurt Locker.
Miserable. Every day I was just over it. And this off season was the first time where I felt like I enjoyed training. Like, I was like, I want to do this. I like this, and this is fun. Like, I'm fine. There was even days he got mad at me. I think it was middle of boot camp, and, like, we're having heavy weeks, and it was a Sunday, and, like, Sunday's normally my only day off, and I was just so, like, I'm gonna be the best. And it was a Sunday, I think. I did an hour and a half recovery ride. He texts me because he gets sent everything, like, that I do. So when I upload an activity, it goes right to his phone.
Yeah.
And he calls me. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I just went for a ride. Like, I was bored. He said, dude, it's your day off. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm going to train. Like, I don't want to take days off. And he was like, yeah, but, like, there's a point to, like, there's overtraining. Like, if you're doing too much, it's not good. And I finally, like, realized that maybe, like, when he tells me I'm supposed to be on my day off, I should probably take the day off and be a little calm, because that next week, I think it was, like, I think he did it on purpose because he was
He
like,
loaded you up.
I'm gonna give him
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him hell for doing that one.
He's rested Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him hell for that one. So it was Tuesday, I think. I rode Monday because I was riding 4 days a week at the time. I rode Monday. I rode Tuesday. Blew me up in the gym Tuesday. Interval ride Tuesday. I woke up Wednesday. I looked at him. I said, nope. What do we got today? He said, hour and a half. I said, come on, please, just a recovery ride. He said, you should have recovered on Sunday. And that whole rest of the week, I was looking so forward to Sunday. I was like, that's going to be the greatest day when I just get to sit down and do nothing. Because I was smoked all week. He did it on purpose for sure, just to teach me a lesson. But he had me that time. I was done.
That's a smart dude right there.
Yeah.
You're going to learn today.
Yeah, you're going to learn.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I had a different trainer, my life would be a lot different. Because our whole like dynamic is so much different, I feel like, than most trainer-rider like relationships. I mean, I look at him and his family as my second family. I'm really close with him, his wife, and both of his kids. Like, it's a really tight group, and I'm really grateful for them. They really brought me from pretty much nothing. I had nothing when I started working with Davi, and I think if I was with someone else, it'd be a lot different.
Yeah, I mean, he's an awesome dude, and I mean, I think one of the best things about Davey is he knows all the mistakes he made in his career. You know, so not only have you got a guy that has been there and done it, he's literally won the championship you're trying to win, but he also fucked up a lot in his career and made a lot of mistakes. And I'm sure that there's a lot of stuff that he wishes he could go back and do. And there's probably an element in him where he just does not want to let you make the same mistakes in your career.
No, and he's very strict on that with me. He'll, like, if there's a day where I don't know what day it was, but it was like one day I was struggling at the test track, and I think I was struggling with the bike, or there was something going on, and I was over it. I wanted to leave. And he looked at me, and he was like, if this was 15 years ago and that was me, I would leave right now. I'd be done. I won't let you do that. You will not make the mistake I made of leaving and quitting. You're going to sit here until you figure it out. I don't care if we're here till 6 o'clock tonight. You're not leaving here until we figure it out. And I will drive home at midnight tonight if I have to, but I'm not letting you leave here. And we sat there and we sat there all day until I figured it out. But there's days like that where he's just like, I don't care. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how mad you are. You're going to sit here until you figure it out.
It's epic, eh?
Yeah, I hate it sometimes. But the best part is when we're training, he just gets so furious. Because there was like beginning of the off season. So I stayed in Havasu after Vegas for a couple weeks, just went on the boat, chilled, rode jet skis. And I took the first week like fully off. And then week 2, I started running and swimming quite a bit. And then week 3, I was fully back like off bike training. And he got so mad because he's like, oh, you're gonna be slow when you come back. You're not gonna be able to do this. You're gonna be so out of shape. Da, da, da. I came back first day on the road bike, and there's this climb in Havasu, and he hates me every time. And I had just gotten a new climbing bike, so I was stoked. And I think it was like probably a 2-minute climb, and I pushed 500 watts, both arms behind my back, and just blew by him. And he was so mad. And I loved it, every minute of it. And then I got to the top, and I took a video of him coming up like 2 minutes later. I was so happy. He gets so furious about it, but
that's so good. Dude, I love that you're in that space.
Yeah, it's just, I try to enjoy the most of it and try to have as much fun as possible while we're training, especially with him, because he just gets so furious. I try to jack with him because he also wants to do Leadville this year.
What's that?
It's a 100-mile mountain bike race in Colorado.
Oh, sick.
I think J-Mart did it this year.
Yeah.
He wants to do it, and I talk shit to him all the time.
You're like, bro,
I'm like, dude, you're not going to do it.
There's no way you could do that.
Him and Benny are signed up. And I'm like, okay, Benny.
Which Benny?
Bloss.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
Like, Benny's a dog on a bike. I've seen, like, this dude wanted to do 100 miles on Zwift, and I'm like, bro, I really don't want to sit inside my house looking at a TV screen for 100 miles. I'm like, I'll go do 100 miles outside, but I ain't doing 100 miles indoors.
Bro, how's a buddy of mine did 24 hours on a Zwift?
No, I'm good.
Savage,
I'm
dude.
good. Like, that is too much. But I'm like, Benny, it's a different story. He'll probably do Leadville and he'll be fine. Davey, you're not making Leadville. I don't, like, you can tell me as much as you want you're going to do it. I will not believe you until you're at Leadville on doing the race.
With that medal.
Yeah,
With
I will
that
not
medal.
believe it. And he wants to do an Ironman also, like a triathlon.
Yeah.
And he has back issues, like really bad. He's actually getting surgery right before Arlington.
All right.
And to try and fix it, but he can't run to save his life.
Yeah, he's a big dude too.
He cannot run. And he's like, it's only, I think, what is it, 20? Is it 13 miles?
Look up what a try is.
Ironman. I think it's like 13. I think it's 20.
It's far.
It's 2.5 swim, something like that.
2.4.
Oh, okay, yeah. 112-mile
Swim.
bike ride and 26.2-mile run.
Damn, bro.
I said, dog, you ain't doing no 26-mile run.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
Yeah, no. No shot. If Davey does a 26-mile run,
What would you do? Put a wager, actually, right
Put a
now.
wager right now.
What would you do if Davey does? Let's just say
I'll buy him 20 bottles of Captain. He loves Captain and Sprite.
So
I'll
you'll
buy
just
him
stock him
20
for the next 12 months.
When I will give him the money to go buy 20 bottles of Captain if he does a 26-mile run. There is absolutely no way he's making a 26-mile run after doing a 2.4-mile swim and a 112-mile bike ride.
I don't think I could.
No way.
I couldn't do the swim.
There is no shot.
I couldn't do the swim.
I'll never believe it.
Were you doing the swim in Havasu, like in the river or the lake?
I did like a swim race there. I normally just go to the aquatic center.
Yeah,
This
okay.
morning I just went to the gym and swam, but
Yeah.
it was. There's too much seaweed in Havasu for me to swim there.
Yeah.
You gotta like swim in like, you gotta dart seaweed all the time. And
Yeah.
Davies actually told me because he wanted me to go swim in the lake, and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna go swim in the lake today," and I was like, "How's the seaweed?" He's like, "Actually, never mind. I got myself caught in seaweed last time." I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly why I'm not gonna go swim in the lake."
Oh, that's so good. So yeah, 20 bottles of Captain. What's that price wise? What's a bottle of Captain worth?
Yeah, how much is this gonna cost?
What are we signing you up for here? Let's go.
Let's see. How much is this gonna cost me?
Click into.
He loves his Captain.
What's he, Captain and Coke? 50. Yeah. 50.
Oh, so it's not gonna be too bad.
You got this.
Yeah, I'll be good.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
Little fast
good.
lap bonus at a Triple Crown, and away we
Yeah.
go.
It'll be good. We'll be fine.
So how did you get hooked up with Davey? Was it just the fact that he was in Havasu, you're in Havasu, you were
had
kind of
nothing to do with
struggling?
it.
Really?
Absolutely nothing.
No way.
We were at dairy. He was training Dino at the time,
Yep.
and we were at the dairy in Hemet, and Chase was there that day actually, and I think it was Chase's first time there, and there was like this 3-on-off quad, and Chase came and jumped this thing second lap. Typical Chase thing to do, like he'll do that stuff all the time. He'll just come out, look at something, and go, "Oh yeah, that's quadable," jumps it. Sometimes I question it, but I think I learned a lot of that from him. Like, because now it's like I can do the same thing. I'll be like, "Oh, that's quadable," and I'll jump it. But that day, Chase jumped it. Dino wouldn't jump it. He was petrified of it, and Davey pulled me off actually because he knew I was eyeing it up, and he pulled me off, and he was like, "If there's anyone here on a 250 that can jump it, it's you." He was like trying to give me like you can do it, but let's see if you're like got big enough balls to jump it. And I went and looked at it one lap, then I jumped it the next lap, and he was like, "Oh, he can handle being like
Pushed.
yeah, he can handle being told like you can do this." And so whatever, I didn't talk to him actually for like 2 weeks.
Did you know him before this at all?
I did a camp with him one time, but I was on 85s at the time, so it was like nothing much. But I actually have a photo. I met him in Starbucks when I was like 5 years old.
What'd you walk up and say hello?
Yeah, I had I got a photo of it somewhere. I'll send you.
so
It's,
good.
It's a funny one. But I didn't talk to him for a while. I was actually in Big Bear, or no, I was in Mammoth, and I was snowboarding. Last thing on my mind was training or riding dirt bikes. It was 5 weeks before Anaheim 2 Futures. not a single thought in my mind of riding a dirt bike. And
Were you not going to do that Futures race?
I was gonna do it, but like at that point,
So like at that point, you just fully are not thinking you're going to be a professional dirt bike racer.
no. I think because I had just, that was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after I had left that star test and
Nothing happened.
nothing happened. And
So
I was
you thought
kinda
you were
just-
done?
Yeah, I was like, like that's probably it, whatever. And I was in Mammoth. I was drinking, doing whatever. Last thing on my mind was riding a dirt bike. And I don't know. I must have gotten some stitch on the drive home. And mid-drive home, I was like, you know what? I'm going to text him. See what happens. It's worth a shot. We'll see what happens. So I texted him. I was like, hey, like, what do you think of, like, working together, da-da-da-da. He was like, well, come to Havasu, and we'll meet at a coffee shop, and we'll talk about it. And we met at a coffee shop, and he pretty much sat down and said, because my mom was like, my mom was pretty much arguing with him, like, oh, he, like, we don't understand why he doesn't have a ride. He pretty much won, like, dominated mini O's this year, and Davey goes, yeah, but he hasn't finished the job once. He hasn't had a breakout ride. He hasn't had that ride where everyone's like, oh, like, damn, he's there. And we pretty much came to an agreement there. He was like, if I'm going to do this, I want 100% effort out of you. I want everything you got. You're going to eat right. You're going to train. You're going to do this. I said, all right. I actually went home that night. Right after that, got hammered. I swear, got hammered. That was my last night. I said, I'm going to get hammered tonight, and I'm never drink. I'm not, like, done. Cold turkey, done. And I woke up that next morning, didn't touch nothing. Went and worked with David. I tell him this all the time. And he's like, so you left that meeting and went and drank? I was like, yeah, I did. But I said that was my last night. Like, I wasn't touching a drink after that. And then it went from there. Showed up at A2, and everything really changed from that qualifying session.
Oh, shit.
It's crazy.
That's a crazy hero origin story,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Some
unreal.
Deadpool shit.
It's crazy because, like, no one has heard this side of, like,
Yeah, I had no idea.
all the dumb stuff I used to do.
Dude,
It's
it's
so bad, but
it's good. Like, honestly.
yeah.
you
And
know,
I think I never really wanted to tell the story like how I did today, but it was like more so for me. I want all the younger kids to know, like, obviously what not to do. Don't do what I did, and two, like, anything's possible. You can be at the darkest parts of your life and make it out and make something of yourself. So,
have you ever thought about, like, why you wanted to drink and, like, why you like getting wasted? Like, do you feel like you were trying to escape from something, or is it just, it was, like, purely social?
I think it was, for me, I think it was just I was grown up in that Havasu lifestyle. I had watched so many of my friends and everyone in Havasu. Like, I feel like, I mean, we were in elementary school and kids were drinking, smoking. Like, it was like, I mean, we're so young. That felt like it was normal to me. Like, that I was supposed to do that. Like, that was the right thing to do. And so I think I grew up in just that environment of, like, this is what you're supposed to do. And I think what really changed my perspective on, especially when I started working with Davey, was when I got out of that and I watched all, like, a lot of people in Havasu go downhill from there. And, like, I mean, I know a lot of people that pretty much ruined their jet ski careers, like, a lot of things on drinking and doing dumb stuff. And that was when I was like, wow, like, I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I made a lot of bad decisions that I regret, but helped me a lot in life. And definitely, like, really changed my outlook on how important life really is.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least you weren't, I guess, drinking for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking, like,
you know, like, if there's some dark
Yeah.
shit going on in your mind and in your life, and that's that's the place that
Yeah.
you go to escape. Like that's a different story too.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you're around it and it's just the
like
thing
it's like a
that-
normal thing.
It's like a cultural thing
Yeah.
that people are doing. And I mean, if you don't think that you're going to make it in moto and the jet ski world, I mean, you're like a world champion
At
jet
that point,
ski
it's just-
racer, but it's like the jet ski world. It's like wakeboarding and surfing. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like dude, I have a bunch
You
of
don't need to
friends
be the
that-
most.
No, you don't need
You
to be
don't
fit.
Yeah, you don't have to be the fittest athlete in the world. You're not.
You're on the boat with chicks all the time.
Yeah.
The chicks are drinking. Like it's
You're not
just
in the most physically demanding sport in the world. Like
yeah,
there's not the dangers that come with if you get too tired in a main event and something goes wrong. I mean, how many things can go wrong?
yeah,
Quite literally everything. In Supercross, there is if you go down the wrong way, there is no chance of survival.
yeah.
It's the gnarliest sport in the world, I believe. And when I really realized that, like, what could go wrong and what I was doing wasn't right, and if I wanted to make a career out of this, I need to do it right, was when I think my life changed.
Athletic Greens is not only an all-in-one formula, it's also the first healthy habit that starts every single day.
Whether I'm at home and scooping it out of my big green pouch or on the road ripping open a travel pack, the first thing I do each and every morning is mix a scoop of AG1 into about 10 ounces of water before I get on with my day. The main benefits for me are digestion, energy, and my skin, nail, and hair health. As far as my digestion goes, the probiotic effects make sure that I'm very consistent. This reason alone is enough to consider AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/gypsytales.
So you were super successful racing jet skis. Why was that something that you didn't want to pursue full time, do you think?
I think one, because I kind of got like a little bit guilty spending a lot of my dad's money on jet skis and dirt bikes when jet skis really wasn't going to make nothing back. I think my biggest thing was, like, a dirt bike, you can get a stock 250 for, what is it now? You could probably get one for
7 G's?
Yeah, 7
8?
grand.
Yeah.
Something like that. You can get a pretty good deal.
Been a minute since I bought a dirt bike, luckily.
Yeah, you can get a pretty good deal though. Like, not terrible. I mean, a race ski to race Pro Ski GP, 50 grand.
No.
Oh yeah,
No.
unreal.
What?
A competitive ski to race.
Show me one of these things.
A competitive ski to race the World Finals, 50 grand.
Fuck off.
To win the World Finals, $50,000 ski.
Brother.
I swear. It's
Do you have one
unreal.
on your like Instagram or
So
something?
like, if you look up Fast Power Sports. Let's see.
50 G's, bro.
Fast Power Sports GP1R fully built. Yeah.
I ain't
Oh yeah, race
ever
build.
Racing.
Race builds. Yeah, let's see this. Let's see.
Looks like a fucking jet ski.
Just the nose and wing is $1,200.
What?
Let's see. Handle pull.
Wait.
800.
Just click yes on all of those things because it's going to add up. Just go build order form. Just yes on all of it. Let's load this thing up.
Let's
What's
see
the tag?
what we can get.
Yep, side bumper kit. Need that.
Yeah.
Coil
we want all
bracket,
this.
100%.
We want the.
What's the
yeah,
expensive one?
That
Yep.
one.
Bars. Yep.
A steering stop, $65.
Let's load this thing up.
Let's see. I wonder what the engine is. No. New SXR 1500 market price. Just for the. That's not even whole in it. That's not even whole.
Go next.
20 grand.
Go next. Next page.
Let's go second page.
Oh, go down. Go
This
down. This
right
is all
away.
just
Da-da-da-da.
the.
I texted. I'm
So
not sure
that's-
you know Lee Stone.
No.
He's a freestyle guy. He's got his company's Lee Stone, whatever. He builds freestyle jet skis, like the lightest ski in the world.
Yeah.
Unreal ski. He can double flip. Dude, I've never seen someone so gnarly on a ski in my life. And his like baseline ski that I flipped it, but it's like it takes some it's hard to flip.
Yeah.
Was like I think it's like 12.8 and this thing's like the smallest thing you'll ever ride in your life. I think his, like, if you were to buy his spec freestyle ski that he wins World Finals on, 80, and I mean, it's like nothing. It weighs like 10 pounds.
That's insane. Where's some? I want to see some footage of you on the ski. Have you got any like World Championship runs or anything like that?
Yeah, we can go. Let's see.
I've literally never seen you ride a jet ski.
I know I got some things on my Instagram, but then let's go Julien Beaumer World Finals or something.
When are you gonna race Carson Brown on a jet ski?
Whoa, we need to do it
for an errors episode.
Yes, we need to.
That would be so good.
So like we got this. That was like a crossover thing where I was riding both.
Look at the hair, bro. Go back. He's not getting out of that. Go back.
No.
No way, bro.
That is terrible.
That ain't real. You weren't rocking that like to school and shit, right?
I probably.
Oh,
that is
bro.
bad. That is terrible.
Dude.
That ski we could get going 73, 74 mile an hour.
Wow. And the power to weight would be insane.
Here,
big Suzuki guy too back in the day, eh? Love that.
Oh, that was kind of sick.
Yeah. I can't, bro.
The hair is so bad.
I can't, bro.
Here, I think we could find. Let's go back. Oh, yeah, that was a race.
Yeah, let's go.
Drone race.
Is that all right? All this. So this is just. It's just a. Are you racing dudes on the on the course as well?
Yeah.
So it's not just like
It's
time
like moto.
runs. Okay, same stuff. Yeah. How does it translate?
It actually translates quite a bit. Obviously, it's a little bit harder to pass. You don't have bowl corners. You can't really take someone out.
Yeah.
If you take someone out, you pretty much.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, you're going to have a hole in your ski, a hole in their ski. The thing's going to sink. It's a lot different when it comes to, like, that kind of thing. But when it goes to, like, I'd say, like, the dynamic of being in shape a little bit. The only thing is, like, no one in jet ski racing is in shape. So it's just, like,
they haven't
who's not in the worst shape. It's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah. Who's
not in the worst shape.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, we got someone down. It's really just, I feel like a lot of, like, the way the water forms, and you got to be pretty precise with your lines. Like Quentin Bosch, he's the #1 guy. He's won titles on titles in Pro Ski GP, and he makes it look so easy. Like, I just watch him. I raced him at World Finals this year, and it's just like, I just don't get it. Like, I'm trying so hard, and I'm not even in the same realm.
Really?
Like, not even close. And, like, I guess, obviously, that comes with time. I don't ride a jet ski full time, but it's, like, it's unreal how good some of these kids are.
No way. So when was that? So there was a point this year where, like, did you finish the season and then you just went and raced World Finals straight away? Or, like, so how does your jet ski racing career go now?
Yeah, so I had a plan to race World Finals from the beginning of the year because I just wanted to do it for fun. Obviously, it's in the off season. There wasn't like a big. Obviously, I'm not doing much, so I just wanted to get it, just have fun with it, enjoy being back at a jet ski race, and but then like right around SMX was when I found out that I had to qualify.
That's what it was.
Because they called me. I was like, hey, I called Steve Webster, Commander. They built my ski for World Finals, and I was like, hey, I want to race World Finals. Like, what do you guys think? And they were like, yeah, but you're gonna have to qualify. And I was like, wait, like, for real? Like, I got to qualify? And they're like, yeah, they're not going to let, we've already asked Steve, they're not going to let you unless you qualify. So I literally, this was Wednesday before, like, it was right after, the Wednesday after Ironman. We had that weekend off, and then we went to SMX. And I was like, well, when can I qualify? And he's like, well, we're going to be at a race in Texas this weekend. We have a ski for you if you want to fly out and race. I called Ian, and I said, hey, like, I know it's probably not smart, and it's fine if you say no. Like, I'm not worried about it. I don't have to do it, but I thought I'd ask just in case. And he was like, well, I mean, can you just ride around and qualify? And I was like, yeah, I can. I'm a competitor, though. Like, I don't really like
I got that dog.
yeah, I don't really like to ride around, but
Yeah.
I will if you want. And he's like, well, just make sure, like, you don't get hurt.
Yeah,
don't do anything
don't get hurt.
dumb.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And I was like, oh, be honest, I wasn't expecting to be told yeah. I was expecting to say no and just go on. And so he let me do it, and I was stoked on it. I was like, all right. I red-eyed in Friday night after training. So I trained on Friday. I red-eyed into Dallas. I showed up. I think I landed at 6 a.m. I was at the race by 8, signed up, stayed the night, raced Sunday, and I red-eyed home Sunday night, and I rode Tuesday and then went to Charlotte.
That's so
Unreal. Like,
that's so
the craziest
sick.
week of my life.
Fun?
Yeah, fun. I enjoyed it, but I was smoked on Monday. Like, just from travel
so much,
racing a
yeah.
jet ski. I hadn't raced a jet ski in forever.
I bet you would have used all the muscles that you just hadn't used.
Yeah, my back was toast. My legs were done. I was like, I really don't want to do that again. Not before a Supercross race. But I actually was really grateful I did it. I think for me it was really just nice to get away from moto, and I feel like it almost helped me in Charlotte. Like, just to have that. Like, I actually got to have fun. I feel like for the first time in a while. So I enjoyed being able to do that.
And so you qualified, and then when's the World Finals?
It was 3 weeks after Vegas SMX.
And how was it?
I mean, it didn't go great. I wasn't really worried about result. I just wanted to have fun, and I didn't really get to train before. So basically, my plan was to come home from SMX, and I was going to train all the way up till World Finals. But my dad and my mom went on vacation to Greece together, so I was basically home alone, and I don't know how to work on a ski. And granted, like, I don't know how to work on a ski, but I definitely don't know how to do fiberglass repair.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely not. So I was at home. I rode the first day. I was fine, whatever. Second day, starts acting up a little bit, like, whatever. Battery dies. So I go to change the battery. Pull the battery out. I'm like, why is the engine rattling so much? Dude, motor mounts through the bottom of the hole. Under big hole in the bottom. I was like, well, that's probably not very good. So I had to wait a week and a half for my dad to fly home from Greece to re-fiberglass the ski. And then, well, because he had to pull the engine, everything out, re-fiberglass it, then put everything back together. So by the time he had got home, pulled the engine out of the ski, got it fiberglass repaired, and then put the engine back in, my race ski for World Finals had showed up. So, like, the first time I went to the water with the ski fixed, my race ski was there. So it was like, well, we fixed the ski, but, like, I'm not even going to ride it. So I did a couple laps on it, and then I went and rode my race ski. But it was, like, the weirdest week. So I rode probably a total 3 days before World Finals.
And it was still good? You had
Yeah,
fun?
I mean, I rode pretty good. There was, like, race 1, I think I started way back. And I went from probably right around last to 7th. And I thought there was a position in front of me, and it was last lap. And I was going into, like, the split section. And it was a lapper. But I was, like, fully convinced it was someone in front of me. And I sent it. It ruined my day. Just cartwheeled through the water. It was terrible. And so I didn't finish that one because, that was on me. I couldn't figure out how to start the ski again. Complete rookie mistake. And then Moto 2 was good. I think I got like 8th. Moto 3, I ran out of gas.
Okay.
So
We're killing it.
Yeah, we're killing it. And then Moto 4 was actually my best. I think I came from last to like 6th. So it was pretty good. We were pretty happy with the final moto. My dad was like, oh, you finally figured out how to ride a jet ski again. And I was like, well, yeah.
It's my seventh time riding.
Full like 20-minute motos too. Unreal.
Does it cook you?
Not like lungs.
Not like moto.
No, like lungs-wise, it's fine. It's not like you don't breathe heavy. Your heart rate doesn't get that far up. But, dude, standing up for 20 minutes on a jet ski, unreal.
Yeah.
Your back it's in so much pain. And I'd say like 10 minutes into it, I'm already toast. Like my back my back's not used to going through that. So
Yeah.
it was rough, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
That's a cool experience. Did you like run the Red Bull helmet and shit?
Yeah. Yeah,
That would have been
they
dope.
had built me a whole Red Bull ski.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, it
Is it
was
on the
sick.
gram?
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
I want to see that shit. That's pretty dope.
They actually brought it this weekend of the race.
Oh,
Because
the ski?
the people who built it are from Phoenix.
Oh,
So they had the
sick.
ski at the race. It was sick.
That's awesome, dude. Where is it? Bro, we need to talk about
Right there.
the walk-in fits too. Nah, keep it going, bro. We just don't put it in the YouTube. Love it. Look at him go, eh?
I had a custom helmet that week
Oh, with
too.
the Arai too.
And I had like my helmet, goggles off. Goggles came off.
Oh, look at him go.
We have log jumps. We had to jump tires.
Sick.
It's like enduro.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It looks pretty fun.
It was pretty fun. When it gets rough, it was just so rough.
Yeah.
Like there's like 20 of us. It's so gnarly.
Yeah, so it gets like rough, the track changes. I love the faces. I wonder if the same faces are getting pulled on moto, but we just don't see them.
We just don't see them. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Probably 100%.
Yeah. Dude, let's go to some of the walk-in fits. I think the
Oh.
A1, bro. I
That
just
one was
didn't know you
good.
had it in you. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
that one was
not,
good.
not that I knew you before, but like outside looking in, like I'd never seen that JuJu before. And I see the Dalmatian drip. I'm just like, bro, he's here to play tonight.
Yeah, I had to come in. I was feeling good coming into A1. I had a really good off season, and I was like, I already know everyone's gonna come out with something good for A1. So I was like, I gotta really step out. I had to do something big. So
It's honestly pretty lit.
I like it. I think it's pretty sick.
What else have you run?
I ran. Let's go.
Oh, go down. I'm feeling those pants too. Go down. Yeah, those up. Look at that middle
Those
shot.
ones, my leopard pants. Actually, I lost a bet for that one. That was a bet that I lost.
I ain't
but
mad
they
at
weren't
it,
that
though.
bad.
Nah.
They looked a lot worse, like just looking at them.
Yeah.
But when I wore them, I was like, oh, they're not terrible.
Yeah, I ain't
Wait
mad.
till you see what Davies got when we make our next bet.
Oh, really? So that's a bet with Davey.
Oh yeah, we got a bet on that one.
Oh,
He's done.
that's so good.
He's toast.
Anything else that you've had walk in that you feel?
We got that one, but then my track walk was better for that one. I wore like some tiger pants,
Yeah, okay.
and then
This gear was lit, dude.
this weekend I went all pink. So like if you click on the one with my helmet in it, that, and then go to the next slide. Yeah, that was
That's
this weekend.
right.
This
Yeah.
weekend was pretty good. That was more like casual though.
Love it, dude. Is the wifey helping pick the fits?
She picked that one.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
she did. She did pick that one.
I like it.
So
My wife hated my fit this weekend. I decided to run the camo pants. I bought them at, we went to Bass Pro Shop before. Me and my boy, we bought some matching camo pants. She was not feeling not feeling the camo.
yeah, she actually went to Abercrombie on Friday after
That's
press.
an Abercrombie fit.
Abercrombie fit. Yeah, I was filming some stuff for press and some YouTube stuff, so I was just chilling, and she went to Abercrombie, picked that out. I had no clue what I was wearing, pretty much. I basically like got back. She was like, "You want to see what you're wearing tomorrow?" I was like, "Sure, wing it. We're going with it." So
It's pretty dope that Supercross is like in that place though, right? Like
Yeah.
it's got to feel fun to. It like has to add to the weekend in a sense, you know.
yeah, for sure. And I think like I hate reading the comments that are like, "Oh, stop bringing this NBA stuff or whatever to Supercross." It's like we're all having fun. Like I feel like it brings a little bit of like that humor to it. Like I feel what if we were all walking in all of our team kits and it was just like a business outing? I feel like it wouldn't be as cool. Like you got to come in with a little bit of
A bit of sauce. On
a
it.
little bit of sauce. Try to lighten the mood up a little bit. So
But it also, to be serious, like when I saw the Dalmatian fur coat, it told me something about you.
like he's ready.
There was that. I'm like, dude, there's no way that you're showing up to a race wearing that if you don't think that you can be the guy at the end of the night, right? And so there's that.
You can't wear that and then get 10th.
But then there's also the fact that like you're a dude that's like you've got to have something in your personality that would let you do that.
Yeah.
And that is I didn't know that about you.
And
you
I
know?
think for me, like obviously I knew for sure that I was gonna get like
a reaction.
a reaction because I hadn't done much. Like I wasn't coming into this season as a title contender. I was there was talk that I was fast or whatever at the test track, but there was no like, oh, he hasn't done it in a race, so like, what is there to expect? So I knew for sure that when I walked in with that, there was gonna be some like people like, oh, he's way out of his mind thinking he's walking in like this. But I backed it up that night, got second, first round. So we were good. We were all right with it.
So coming into the season, everyone was saying how fast that you were going. Does it play in your mind at all to know, or like did you use that info and know? Because like everyone's saying Deegan's going to be the guy that just wipes the West Coast, right? So it's like, did you know that no matter what version of him you got, you were going to be able to contend?
I came in with he's going to be fast, he's going to be good, but I think I can be better. Like that was my whole mentality all off season was, he's going to be fast and he's going to be good. You got to be better. You have to show up and be better. And you have to show up and you got to prove that you're ready to race. So that was like my biggest thing. And that was our whole demeanor this off season was, you have to show up ready to go from round one. He's going to be good. No one was questioning that. Did he start off slower than I thought he was going to start? Yeah. He started off slower than I thought he was going to start off, and I started off faster than I thought I was going to start off. Like I didn't think I would have a win by round 2, for sure. That wasn't like something if you would have told me in November that I was going to have a win in the points lead at round 4, I would have said you're out of your mind. But there was that sense of me was like, I need to show up and I need to be urgent with it. Like I need to prove I'm here right away. And I think he might have had that sense of, especially with Levi being out, like obviously Joe starts off slow. Everyone knew that. I wasn't like, there was talk that I was fast, but I hadn't been able to do nothing in a race. So I think he was more of like that, almost a sense of like he didn't think that there was going to be anyone like right there. And I think it was a shock in qualifying when I was able to go his speed, and it was like, oh, damn. Like now we got something to work with and worry about. So that was but I wanted that. I wanted him to come in and almost underestimate me a little bit. And then do what I did in qualifying at A1 to be like, oh, damn, like we need to watch out now. So that was like my biggest thing was I wanted to start right away. And we had that whole like demeanor all week at the test track was we want to be fastest from first free practice. Like we don't care. We're going right away.
Yeah, and I mean you're right in thinking like because it was all Levi and Haiden.
Yeah, all the banter with Levi and Haiden online, social media.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was almost like the dark horse in a sense. Like there was no one really paying attention, talking to me. And I was honestly really looking forward to having Levi, like racing with Levi, because I'm not like close with Levi, but we're cool. We have the same agent. We're just like, I mean, we're not boys, but like we're cool. Like I'll talk to him and we'll text whatever. So
he's a cool dude.
Yeah, and it was honestly gonna be nice because they had such a big rivalry coming in, and I was honestly really excited to race with both of them. I felt like it was gonna be really fun. So, I was honestly really bummed when they announced he was gonna go East Coast. I was like, damn, kind of sucks. But I felt like that was almost a sense of like now Haiden really thought like no one was gonna be in the class.
And I was saying all off season, and I was saying to Levi like just the first dude that embraces this Deegan rivalry and pushes back and can actually like hang in that is gonna get so many fans.
Yeah.
Like, and to be, especially you and Haiden are closer in age too.
Yeah.
So like, you're just gonna climb the ranks together, you know? Like if you can have this healthy rivalry with a guy and no one's really bitten back or no one's really played into
the game. Like even when he was doing that whole thing with Hymus last year in outdoors, like I don't think Hymus ever really like bit back with him or said anything. And that's like even my whole like the whole team and everyone was like, just don't play into the game, like keep doing you. And that's why I came out with that post I posted before this weekend. He beat me, and I just it's like you got to embrace it, you got to have fun with it, and you got to try and fire back because he said I was talking crap, whatever, and I thought it was funny. So they sent me the video, the media team I work with, and I was just dying. I was like, we have to post it. It's too funny not to post.
Play it.
It's way too funny not to post.
It was good. The thing too, like I was watching after.
Try to find some answers, get that first win. Is there
So
something
good.
you guys figured out this week? Because that was a big difference in the main event compared to the first two.
Yeah, you pissed off the bull last week. JuJu ran his mouth, so it's time to lock in.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
That video is so great.
Dude. Turn that music. That music's loud as fuck. Did you choose this song?
No.
I wanted to know.
No.
Do you know who Deftones are? Bro.
No.
Do you like this shit? Or
Yeah, I do like it.
Dude.
I'm actually really happy with the music they've been choosing for all the videos. Like,
No.
I don't know what they used this week, but
Low key, a little bit bummed that this wasn't your song choice.
yeah.
Because, great band, Deftones. That's
Really?
That's a
You know
great
what?
song.
I almost did it this week because it was gonna be funny, because I was the first one to jump across the start line 250.
Yeah.
And have you know the AC/DC song?
Which one?
Yeah, you know which one.
Which
it's like what is it? AC/DC. It's I don't know what it's called. I think it's called. We'll probably get in trouble for playing this.
No, we just won't put it in that thing. We're good.
I got big balls. Or it's like, we gotta play it. It's so fun. I was playing it in the car on the way here. I wanted to.
Which one is it?
I almost thought about it.
No.
Might be. It's called. Has something to do with balls.
Uh,
No, it's not Hell's Balls. That's Hell's Bells.
I don't know which one. Go down. Is it one of like the bigger songs? Yeah. What was the cover?
I don't remember. It's on my. If she pulls it up, it's on my.
Yeah.
Spotify.
Let's figure it out. I do that. They're Australian, bro.
What's it called? It's
Big Balls? It's literally called
Big
Big Ball. All right, I've fully missed this. Maybe I don't know AC/DC the way that I thought I did.
Oh yeah, here we go.
No shit.
We gotta skip to like a little bit into it. I texted that. I wanted to put it as like with the video of me jumping that, and then it was this song.
That is so
she wasn't a fan of it, so I was like,
Really?
wasn't a big fan of it.
Maybe don't take all her advice.
Yeah.
She nailed the fit, but sometimes go with your gut.
I almost did it, but I don't even know what they played this week.
Is that it? There. Let's watch
Let's
it.
see.
Who's the company you're working with?
Converge, they run. Supercross
yeah.
stuff.
Big X, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm loving the looks that you guys are giving each other. Like, I really fuck with the West Coast this year.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's enjoying it.
I like that it is fun.
Yeah.
Too.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like, there should be a way to have a rivalry where it doesn't get taken super personally.
Too seriously.
And it doesn't hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
I think that's the best part about it.
we're just playing dirt bikes here.
Yeah.
And it's like,
We're in a championship battle. We're having fun, joking around.
Bro,
we're having a great time.
18-year-old kids killing it at
Yeah.
life, making a fuck ton of money. Like,
It's fun. We're enjoying it.
Let's have
so.
let's have some fun. And he's been taking shots. You've been taking shots. Like, and have you noticed the fan love that you've got? Like, can you feel the difference in like the fan engagement this year from last year?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah. Through the roof. Like, massive difference. Even like at the start of this season, I had 43,000 followers.
Damn.
Night before A1, 43,000.
Damn.
91.2 now. So it's like, it's been a big,
That's sick, dude.
drastic change.
Dude, I love that. I've never really thought to ask about that, that type of difference.
Yeah.
But bro, you just played in.
Yeah, it's just
You played
yeah,
into the whole thing that we're doing, you know?
And I think like that's the reason I feel like I wanted to do what I'm doing with like the whole playing into the Haiden stuff and having fun with it and trying to joke back with him, because he's like he did last year. All last year he said what was on his mind and he backed it up straight up. But I don't think anyone ever really fought back with stuff. So that was like this year I was like, I just want to play into it a little bit. I just want to see what happens. So I was having fun with it. And
so you
I think
actually like planned on it all year if it got to where he was gonna.
Yeah, because I knew the moment if I did what I wanted to do and I started being like if I was like right now we're the 2 title guys, I think. And obviously Jordan Smith's right there too. Cole Davies has been riding amazing. So there's 4 of us that I think obviously if Joe wasn't her, I think it'd be a different story as well. But I knew the moment like one of us started to really put the pressure on him, he would start doing those things that he was doing last year again. And I knew when that time came, I was like, oh, I'm just going to use it. I'm just going to have fun with it. It'll be funny. And that's why when I posted that, and it was like 3 seconds, and I already had like 20 comments on it, I was dying.
You're like, this, we got one.
Yeah, we got one. We're good. This one's going to go off. And I texted Shane. I was like, we did good with this one. This is it.
That's so
we were laughing. We're having a fun time. We love it.
That's awesome. I'm so glad someone finally did it. And you think about what it's done for you in 4 races. You know, like just think about this season, outdoors, next season, moving to 450s together. Like that, you're going to be at a level where the career is on that trajectory together, you know?
And I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I love like that whole, I think, and especially with me and him growing up together and racing each other our whole life, it's like, it makes it almost so much better. Like, I feel like when you look at like, oh yeah, if Haiden and Dax were fighting for titles together, it'd be a different story because they're so tight in a sense. Yeah. Where I think like because me and Haiden aren't tight, it makes it more like intriguing.
Have you ever spoke to him? Like, have you ever had any relationship in any way?
Oh yeah. Like when I was like on 65s and he was smoking me. Yeah. I'd been to his house.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Huh. So you guys actually do have like a history.
Yeah.
That makes it even cooler.
Yeah. No, and they're building a house in Havasu now. They got a house they're building on the Riviera, which is like a new development.
Yeah.
So
you'll be around.
Yeah, I'll be around. Chilling.
What was it like racing him as a kid? You were kind of like opposite ends of the spectrum, right?
Yeah, complete opposite ends of the spectrum. It was weird because I was obviously not the guy, like, I just was doing whatever. I feel like I was almost more of the guy when I was on, like, from 65s to 85s, and then from when I, like, moved up to a big bike, I, like,
fell
off because I was getting into that, like, I was doing dumb stuff and whatnot, and I kind of fell off, and I wasn't that good, and then, obviously, now we're in a different spot, but I felt like I was more of a competitor when I was really young, like, from 6 to 11-ish, and there was even the RV Cup when they had that at Paula, and I beat him there one year for a championship. Like, we had a gnarly battle. It was like the 10 to 11 class, gnarly battle, and so that was like we were like more close, and we were racing each other pretty hard at that time. And then obviously I moved up to a 250 really quick. I was on a 250. I was 13 and a half when I got on 250.
Why was that? Just wanted to get off the RM?
Yeah, I was on the RM Super Mini. I was breaking frames, and I think my dad was kind of over it, so he was just, we'll just move you up, and we'll take the slower trajectory towards it. And I started riding Supercross right away when I was on an RM 250, and it was just like, we kind of took it a little slower almost. Like, I wasn't the guy, like, I wasn't winning races at 13 in the 250 class. I was like 18th or whatever, but I felt like that almost helped me out in like that slow trajectory.
Yeah. The whole party life probably helps with the banter side of things too, and the like, conflict.
Yeah,
you definitely find yourself in a lot more real world situations when you're outside like that.
Yeah, and you know, when you're drinking and stuff, you say stupid stuff. So then you're like, sometimes you say stuff and you're like, I could use that. Like, that actually might work sometimes. It's I think it might help me a little bit in that scenario almost.
I'm excited for the rest of the season with that shit.
Me too. I'm excited. We're going to have fun.
Dude, 91,000 followers now. That's like doubled the Instagram following in a month.
Yeah. Like, unreal.
You can feel the momentum in your career, though. It's like, it's very, again, A2 Futures, 2023? Or what year was
I'd say then I had like maybe 10,000.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, you know.
Nothing.
Yeah. But like
crazy.
just to feel what, you know, like the crowd support and the fan support and the industry. Like, I told a bunch of people you were doing this. People were super stoked that you're doing it.
I think like even this weekend in Arizona, like last year, Phoenix didn't feel like a home race to me because I wasn't that guy. Like the crowd didn't really care for me or whatever, and it was different. Like this weekend, every pass I made, unreal,
you could hear it.
like unreal. Every time I jumped that thing across the start, unreal. And I mean, last year I also wore earplugs, so I'm not in earplugs anymore. I'm just
Raw dogging it.
Yeah, just full raw dog on it. But I like that this weekend I could hear it, and it was surreal feeling.
That is sick.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more insane feelings I've ever had in my life.
How do you feel about, like, as a new generation of rider, like, I guess building this brand, building the personal, literally like your personal brand, having the home race, like thinking about doing outside the industry stuff. Like, are you thinking about that at this point yet? Or is it more like you just still need to try and get the results to back it up?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm not focused on anything other than winning races and championships. I got like the mayor of Havasu came up, and I've heard like, oh, I might have my own day in Havasu, and I'm just like, like whatever, like cool. Right now I'm tunnel vision. I want to win races and win this championship, so I'm really focused, and I'm ready to fight this thing out.
Yeah, no, respect that. What did you think about Cole Davies this year?
Surprised me a lot. I did hear like really early in the off season that he was the fastest guy at the start track. And just like I heard they knew that I was going fast at the test track really early on. I feel like that gets around pretty quick. So it was like I had heard really, really early that he was going to race West and he was the fastest guy at the test track. I heard that like long time ago. So I was like, oh yeah, like, but he was fast when he was riding at our track when he was on a gas. So I was like, yeah, and I mean, I know the kid can rip. That's not like, I wasn't worried about it, but I was very surprised on how composed he is.
Crazy.
He's really, really mature. And like, even when I was behind him
I was just
San
thinking
Diego,
the same thing, bro.
I was sitting behind him at San Diego, and I knew the mistake was going to happen at some point. Like, he was going to start making mistakes. But there was a good bit there where I was like, we're like 9 laps into this thing, and he has not budged once. Like, there has not been a singular mistake. I might actually have to, like, force this. Because I was sitting behind him. I was like, he'll make a mistake at some point. And I finally looked at the clock, and there was, like, 8 minutes left. And I was like, I got to, like, actually try and get this pass done now. Like, I'm waiting too long now. So when I was sitting behind him, I was like, I was not expecting this.
Yeah.
That surprised me because, like, when I was leading A1, my first pro race, fell over like a box of rocks. Just
yeah, it didn't last long, did it?
Yeah, it was like 4 corners and I had arm pump already. So it shocked me. That was like, and even this weekend, he got in the lead. He had Smith behind him. He had Haiden behind him. Doesn't budge.
You gotta
really, I mean, you gotta force it. Just like I had to do in San Diego. You gotta force the pass.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be good for sure.
Yeah.
He's gonna be really good.
And like you said too, I'm glad you said that you like his podium and his press conference stuff, dude.
I got sent so many times a video of him saying he learned 2 things from me. 1, don't follow me, and 2, they rewatched the race and they ain't about that life on the big jump. Then he went and jumped it. You said you weren't about that life. But no, I love it. I got sent that. Even Pedro, Tom's mechanic, he sent me this morning, and I was just dying laughing. Like, this is wonderful.
Yeah, it is to see the young dudes in the class. AC said something, I think it was the first time he did the podcast, where he's like, man, my whole 250 career, I just didn't feel like I could step out the box. I just had to be the guy that they all wanted me to be. And then this year, we've got 3 dudes that are just all on the podium pretty much every weekend, and they're all just like
chilling.
This is me. This is me. This is what I'm about. And yeah, Cole is just like, New Zealanders are funny, bro. Like, they've got their own weird, funny sense of humor, and he's just fully leaning into it. And the cool part about it as well is, like, that's a small country. and a really small moto community. And he has like the entire moto community
behind
in New Zealand behind him. And there's a bunch of really, really good kids that are coming up. And it's like, that is so healthy for the sport, you know?
Yeah, and it's crazy when you see like his first interview this year. Like he looked so nervous, and it was so like he was sitting there, he's like didn't know what to do. And then it's like you look at his interviews from this week, and it's like so how fast it turned around. Yeah. He went from being so nervous to just like, I really don't care. Like he's just up there having fun. It's so funny. I love watching his interviews.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I was definitely I was very stoked for him because, dude, last year doing what he was doing at Futures, and I was like, there was one, I can't remember what race it was, but there was like one press conference where I'm just like lining him. I'm like, dude, you can answer this question 100 different ways, bro. Like I'm just setting you up for a layup right now. Just dunk on this thing. And he's like, yeah, pretty good, eh? And I was just like, fuck.
This did not work.
This is going to be rough, bro. And he's just fully
changed.
Embraced it.
Yeah.
Know? But I think he's just being himself.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to try hard if you're just being yourself.
Yeah. One thing I do need to do though, end of the off season or after the season's over, try some Whitakers. Never had them before. What are they? I don't know even.
Pull it up.
I don't even know what they are.
We've got everyone talking about Whitakers, bro.
Yeah, I know, and all
right, let's pull it up.
No idea what they are.
It's
like straight up chocolate.
It's just a block of chocolate, bro. But it is.
So it's like
this shit. I'm just a straight milk, like cream. Milk guy.
So is it better? It's better than Hershey's, right?
Brother.
Because
That's disrespectful.
It's better than Hershey's, right?
Bro.
So it is. Okay.
So much better.
Okay, so I need to try it.
You can. I'm pretty sure. Go on. I think you can get it on Amazon. My wife looked it up.
Off season.
Griff, being the man that he is, bought some over from Australia. So we had a whole block until very recently. Walmart. No way. But yeah, it's out there. You can get it. Yeah, there you go. That's $14 a block. That shit ain't cheap. But yeah, it's worth it. The marketing's working though, right? He's got you.
He's got me. He really has got me on it. Like
off season, I think he should. I think
we should have just a buffet. Like after Vegas night show, we should have just a table where everyone can come and try Whitakers.
Yeah.
That should be a thing we need to do.
Cole can just like hook up the boys.
Yeah.
Hey boys, we've been grinding all year. We
all deserve some Whitakers.
Yeah. Not drinking anymore. So I need some chocolate.
We need some chocolate. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Can you play the Futures A2 race? I want to. Your one.
Ooh.
The one that JuJu won.
No, I won qualifying. I got last.
You didn't win the race?
No. My bars fell down on the first lap. I came up short on the triple.
Oh.
And my bars all the way down to my lap.
No, so
yeah, my bars were tight.
What was the one that you did really good at?
Glendale. I won Glendale Futures.
That's the one yeah. Nah, was it? 23. Bro, 2023. It's got to be just in the highlights. Yeah, there you go. Surely they've got this in the highlights. Maybe they don't put it in there.
No, they have to. They did it this weekend.
Did they?
That's race number 1, right? What race is this? We're after race number 2. Yeah, we're after this one.
Tell me they do it.
Is this 450 only?
Yeah, it looks like it. That's a bit of a... Nah,
250.
I'm sure... Yeah, go on Peacock and watch it if you want. Because, DB was saying that it was the last race that he commented.
Yeah, that was the last race he was a commentator at, I think.
Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure we did. Anyway, Griff will find it.
And I think that's also another thing. Like, so Pedro, he's Tom's mechanic. He was my mechanic that weekend. But even, like, we had a day this offseason. He's won championships with Jeremy Martin, Tom, obviously. He's won championships with the best guys there is. And there was a day this offseason where my mechanic was out of town and he was doing something, so Pedro was my mechanic. And I had a couple motos that day. It was middle of boot camp, I believe. I had a couple motos, whatever, and I rode really good that day. And he came up to me, I pulled off after the moto, and he was like, I've worked with a lot of guys and I've seen a lot of champions. You can win this championship, and that was like coming from him. That was like I have what it takes. I just need to do it. I need to prove it, and I feel like that's my biggest like thought, I guess, is just I had to come into the season and prove that I belong here.
Dude, I just fucking love it for you, honestly. Like, I just love seeing someone like you I didn't even know the story that you had to get to that point, you know? Like,
Yes.
I knew it was crazy, just the fact that, yeah, like 2023 Futures, like you just barely even had a ride, you know? And then it's like 2 years later, red plate, the fans have embraced you, like getting wins on the podium, leading the points. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
it's just such a sick story. And I just love seeing that kind of success for people, you know, like someone just fully getting to live their dream and, you know, knowing the opportunity that they've got in front of them and then just actually making it happen.
Yeah, and I think like I was honestly that's why I've never really talked about like everything I did when I was younger and growing up, because I was always like, I felt like people were going to almost think of me different, like if I had spoken about that. But I think I'm in such a different part of my life now where it's like, I don't, like, if people want to say, oh, this, that, and the other, like, say it. It doesn't bother me. I'm here to do my job, and I'm here to win races. So I'm to that point where I just, like, I want to tell my story, and I want the younger generation to know, like, you can really come from nothing and make it.
It's so cool, man. Honestly, like, it's unreal, eh? And just to be that young too. Like, normally it just takes people so long to figure that shit out in their life, you know?
Yeah. And I think that was like, I was lucky that I figured it out when I did, because I think if I didn't hire Davey and I didn't get out of that lifestyle when I did, it would have been downhill.
It's just wild that you can just randomly think to send a text halfway home.
That changes your life. Unreal. Like, I think back on that and I'm like, I wonder what my life would be like if I didn't send that text. I wonder where I'd be. 'Cause I don't think I'd be, and I definitely don't think I'd be where I'm at right now. Not even close.
I love it.
It's unreal.
So sick. So let's watch. I just want to watch this a little bit. Fuck, bro, you blow my mind, eh? I love it. So
I don't know why I went so wide on this start.
So everyone would always say like, JuJu just always had the speed, but he was just like loose and like just couldn't keep it together, you know? And is that how it felt for you even?
Yeah, but I think, I had speed, but I knew one thing, I was way out of shape. And I knew I wasn't like doing the work. I wasn't doing the work and I was doing dumb stuff, so it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Like, you out of shape. Now I'm really out of shape. So it was like, I knew for sure I had speed, but there was no chance I was going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, that you can't
I could lead for 2 laps.
You can't race like that, bro.
That's like, and even last year I knew I had speed, but it was like, I also knew like it was going to take me a minute because I wasn't.
Yeah, you just didn't have a base.
No, I had no base. Like, I literally hadn't cycled really a day in my life until I had started working with Davies. So my base was pretty much zero. And everyone knows it. You can't build a base in 1 year. It takes multiple years. And to honestly have the base that I have right now was like, Davey was like, I'm so incredibly shocked that you have this base right now. Like, I've never seen someone build a base so quick in my life.
Yeah.
So he was like, this is 2 years deep. I could not imagine what you're going to look like in 5.
Yeah.
You're going to just be a monster.
Yeah.
And that's like something I live for, that feeling. I can't I want that feeling so bad. And it's, for me, I'm like, I look forward to like in 5 years where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
That's something I dream of.
It's something I always say, man, all the time. Like, you're going to be someone in 5 years.
Yeah.
You might as well be someone you want to be.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's so quick. 5 years can just go by in the blink of an eye, bro.
Unreal. It's crazy. Like, even I was telling Davey from boot camp last year to boot camp this year, it's like I feel like it was yesterday. And even boot camp this year, like, I felt like last year almost went by a little bit slower because I was so out of shape, and I felt like I was always in the hurt locker 24/7, where this year was like I could do motos on motos and go home and feel like I could do it again. So it was like I felt like the boot camp went by so fast, and by the end of it, he was like, all right, like we're out of boot camp, we're just start tapering down, doing more speed stuff, not so many long motos, And I was like, it's crazy that we're already out of boot camp. And like me and him talk about it all the time. We're like, it's crazy that we're even 4 rounds deep right now. It feels like Anaheim 1 was yesterday.
Dude, I know.
It's so unreal.
Yeah, I was writing I'm pretty into journaling at the moment, and I was writing in my journal. I'm like, holy shit, this is like the first entry of the month. Like new month, second month, already done. Just fully
it's crazy.
Looking back on the first month of 2025, I'm like, fuck, this is actually
it went by so fast.
Scary how quickly this went.
Yeah.
All right. So we got this main on. We got 2.5 minutes left to go. No, let it run if you want. Yeah, we need JuJu on the screen.
Oh, let's see this. Trevor call-up.
How are these whoops, bro?
Dude, they were massive.
This is when Supercross had whoops in it.
Things were massive, and there was like 12 of them.
Yeah. Nah, I think they've done a good job with the whoops this year.
They have. I felt like this weekend. Did you see the sawdust they put in the dirt this weekend?
Yeah, it was like they put something in the base.
Ruined the dirt.
Yeah, I wonder what the deal was.
There were so many potholes from it.
Yeah.
It just absolutely toasted the dirt.
Yeah, and it happened quick, first practice. You could see it coming up.
And it's crazy. You look at the track in this, like, there's literally no ruts.
Yeah.
This weekend, the track, got ruddy.
Yeah. Yeah, like the turn before...
Ooh, I just overjumped that.
Yeah, you did. Well, there was one turn before one of the rhythms, I think, and it was just like ruts the whole way. Yeah. Maybe it was after the triple.
After the first triple.
Yeah.
I landed in the bales one lap.
How tired were you right now? Do you remember?
Smoked. I had a cramp.
Look, bro, you are gooning right now.
Full cramp.
Oh, that's wild.
And then, so, I was terrible at reading the pit board, and it said 3 laps left.
Oh,
almost
endo,
myself.
Dude.
I wheelied into the lip. So terrible. He put 3 laps on the pit board, and I was so bad at reading the pit board at that time. I glanced over really quick. I thought it said 8 laps left.
Oh.
I said, there's no way.
I'm dead.
I feel like we've been in this thing for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm already looking over.
When was the last time you won a big race before this?
This was the first big race I ever won.
Big race you ever won.
Yeah. I had won a moto at Loretta's, but it was in the limited class. It wasn't even there was no heavy hitters in it or anything.
This is actually pretty crazy, dude.
It's unreal to see me I was actually riding pretty good at this time. I felt like I hit the whoops. Never mind. The beginning of the whoops were decent.
Yeah, you just look real tired.
Yeah, I was done. Smoked.
But riding wise, the first couple of laps
we're good
at this moto, you could see there's definitely you look really athletic. You're obviously a real natural athlete to do what you did with no training.
Yeah.
You're basically Havasu J-Law.
Havasu J, pretty
Jet
much.
ski J-Law.
Havasu J-Law. I just switched before I started riding, or before I started professionally racing.
Yeah, yeah. And then
I didn't bring it in with me.
Then you changed into Havasu Chase Sexton.
Yeah, Havasu Chase Sexton now.
It's just insane to think that this is your first real big race win. Do you remember what was going through your head on this last lap?
I was deathly afraid. Watch, I almost died in the whoops this lap. I came in so slow. Watch this. Fully sideways. Oh, yeah. Almost died.
That wasn't that bad.
That wasn't terrible.
Bad.
I've never seen my dad so happy in his life.
Really?
Never. He was more happy for this than when I won San Diego.
I mean...
He still hasn't even came to the podium.
Really?
I don't even think he knows how to get down there.
Someone needs to tell him.
I don't know. After I won in San Diego, I never seen him until after press conference. Through the press conference, everything, I finally got back and seen him for the first time. Just never see him.
That's
so
crazy.
Random.
So, did you know that your life had changed that night?
No. I had my OB deal, but
look at his hair. Do you want
I
that
was
hair
so
back?
I was so nervous.
You don't want that hair back?
No, she hates my long hair. I was so nervous. On the move. Didn't even make sense. I was finally starting to slim up a little bit.
So you were chubby before that?
Oh.
Really? So you
I
used to
finally
just eat
started-
like shit?
Terrible. I was.
What are we talking?
Oh. Dr. Pepper was basically my water. Doritos like 24/7. Hershey
what
bars.
flavor?
Just a regular nacho cheese, I think. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I haven't had a Dorito bag in forever. She drinks cherry cola like 25.9 all the time, and I've been trying to get her off of it like fully, but then she's like, I need caffeine, but she won't drink coffee. So that I don't. Do you drink coffee?
Yes.
Dude,
You a big coffee
I'm
guy?
addicted.
When did you start drinking coffee?
A little bit before I hired Davey, but then like when I hired Davey, Davey's the biggest coffee fiend in the world.
Oh, really?
Oh, like 5 coffees a day.
What's your? I'm 3, so
I'm 2.
Yeah, okay.
He's very careful with me. I'm only allowed 2, but
Yeah, 3's probably excessive.
yeah.
Like I'll have 2. Just depends on the day.
On a travel day, I'll do 3
Yeah, fair.
just to get me through a travel day.
What kind of coffee are we talking? Have you figured out good coffee yet, or you're still just
Oh, yeah.
in? Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm very particular with my coffee spots.
So what are you running?
I'm
Hence why I met you at Better Buzz.
Yeah, Davey's a very picky with my coffee. Like I can't have too much, but I'm iced almond milk vanilla latte. I'm dairy free, so I can't have any milk or anything. So he tries to keep me away from that. So but I honestly I can't drink a coffee with regular milk anymore.
No, me neither.
I don't think it's good.
No.
I think it tastes so bad.
Yeah. What milk do you run?
Almond.
Almond.
I think oat is better.
Yeah.
I believe oat tastes better for sure, but Davey doesn't like me to drink oat milk. So
Need to get you on do you have the espresso machine at home?
yep.
What kind?
I have a Breville.
The man's on the program.
I got a Breville touchscreen.
The man is on the program. I like that. Not many Americans know good coffee.
No. Purity's coffee beans.
Yeah. Love that.
Unreal. There's I know the difference between good coffee beans and bad coffee beans.
To give you an example, we took our Breville to Phoenix this weekend.
Yeah, but in Phoenix I went actually the Valley Buzz. It was near the stadium. It was pretty good.
Okay.
It wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't out of this world, but it was pretty good. Better Buzz might have the best hot coffee in the world.
They do. Shit. Breaking.
Let's hear it.
Fuck.
Let's hear it.
What's up, guys? Yeah, little update of the weekend. Wasn't very ideal. So I got the results today and ended up tearing my ACL. It is cooked, in other words, and a slight tear in my meniscus. So I'm going for surgery tomorrow at 11:30. Gonna get that fixed up and have 4 months, I think it is, to recover. The recover time, as the doctor said. So it's yeah, not ideal. Was really bummed. I was hoping the worst would be maybe bone bruising, but sadly not. But no, I just want to have a huge shout out to everyone as the team, the fans, especially the team. We've been working hard to get this bike better, and the bike was feeling good on the weekend. So it's sad, but we'll come back stronger and healthier. For fingers crossed, maybe outdoors is the goal, but we'll see. But no, thanks to the fans and all the kind messages from everyone, and we'll keep you guys posted, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. So thanks everyone, and have a good one, guys.
Wow, he's doing the full the normal surgery. I think that's good though. It's a lot better health wise. For your health, it's a lot better to do it the regular way.
Fuck, I'm rattled.
Yeah.
I knew it, dude.
I knew it. When I seen the video, I was like, ACL for sure. Done. Toast. There was no way.
Hey? I know.
Yeah, Lars kept the hopes up.
He had to say that.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I think they knew.
Yeah.
I think they knew. He just...
Fuck. Bro, there's a reaction that people... a lot of people do it in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And there's a reaction that you have, and people know.
You know.
And that looked to me
just like with Eli's Achilles injury.
Yeah.
The moment that thing came back, like you could see his foot sprung back, you knew it right away.
Fuck. What does this do for the championship? Your boy Chase is looking pretty good. Go to the press conference and play that moment when she said
it's going to be a Chase Eli shootout.
Bro.
But I think Chase is more.
Go to the press conference on there.
Eli's got that dog in him. I don't.
Bro, Eli is.
They both got that dog in them. It's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be fun now.
The Supercross press conference when from this weekend where in our video. Oh yeah, play our video then. Yeah, go to that.
Wow, I'm
rattled, dude.
Wow, it's gonna be a completely different championship now.
Yeah, he's ripping too, dude.
It's going to be
go back. Oh.
So he is
rewarded well for.
Jett had jammed his knee and it put him into a scare. So
I want to see Chase's reaction.
From there. That's all we know right now. So he jammed his knee.
Yeah. So look at Chase's reaction. Well, I was watching Chase when she said that, and he looked over at Kenny and he was just like, yeah, here we go. Oh, go back. Nah, I think it might.
And before we turn it over to our online media, I do have an update for you on Jett Lawrence. This is coming from Honda HRC. Jett had jammed his knee and it put him into a scare. So he is going to get an MRI and they will go from there. That's all we know right now. So he jammed his knee. We're not sure on the status update. He will get an MRI soon to confirm what the status of his injury, alleged injury, is at this point.
Yeah, he knew.
Because he knows what a knee injury looks like. When you see the way Jett dabbed his foot, and the way the foot got pulled back.
Yeah.
If that thing came back and there was nothing wrong with it, I would have been shocked.
What time did the main event start? That third one? I text Jeremy at 7:48 p.m. and I said, fuck bro, I think Jett just did his knee.
That's definitely right around the beginning because we finished up probably around well, we were delayed a little bit also because of that red flag in Futures.
Yeah. Yeah, I've literally said, I was, fuck, that's so heavy
You could see the way his foot dabbed and the ACL was done.
Well, and his reaction, so you can't see it on the broadcast, but where we were, so he rode off the track before the triple.
Yeah, it went around.
And then he just circled the whole way around and he was going like, fuck. You could just see.
He was yelling. He was in pain.
He knew what happened.
Yeah.
Dude, that is crazy. Think about his 450 career. Wins Supercross.
It's going to be a different championship now.
Perfect season. Wins SMX. No, let's go back. Wins SMX. Supercross Championship. Perfect season. SMX. Oh, then what am I missing here?
No, he went perfect. Yeah. He started outdoors. Perfect season. Yeah. One Supercross.
Yes.
Out of outdoors.
Yes.
One SMX.
Yeah.
Now.
Then he does an injury in motocross.
Yeah.
While leading the championship. Injury in Supercross. Fuck, dude, that's this sport, eh?
Unreal. But it's crazy also because, you watch some of the guys say Haiden. I've seen some pretty gnarly crashes. The one at Redbud last year when he landed on Homeboy's bike, I cannot fathom how he got up with nothing wrong with him from that. But then you watch that and Jett's ACL's torn. And Jett's one of the smoothest guys on the track. Unreal. Crazy how this sport works.
Dude, and then Hayden's helicopter crash at Hangtown.
Helicopter at Hangtown. The helicopter I could see him coming back from.
Yeah.
That one wasn't terrible.
Sometimes those you can get away from.
The Redbud one.
Should have been.
He fully, torpedoed himself off that dude's bike. And just, nothing happened. Wow. And I was at home that weekend because I had a concussion from Southwick. And I'm just watching that race.
Being like, he's done.
Because, they didn't show that he had crashed yet. you could just see him falling down like the order. And I was like, oh, he crashed. I see the crash. I'm like, there's no shot he gets up. Next clip they post, they like flip to him just blowing by dudes.
Back on the sand.
Damn.
Yeah.
How did he just get out of that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
I wonder sometimes.
I'm been thrown off my game. I'm out. Fuck. That's just fully thrown.
It's thrown this
whole season wide open.
Yeah.
So you now have a 4-way battle between, for me, Kenny, Coop,
Chase, and Tomac.
Chase, and Eli. And I think Eli is as good as he's ever been in his career.
Yeah.
And I think Chase is by far the best he's ever been in his career.
Yeah. I think Chase is happy. And when Chase is happy, it's a dangerous man. So it's going to be... I think when it comes down, I'd say we get to round 10, it's going to be Chase and Eli. Maybe Coop.
Yeah.
If Coop can really get the ball rolling when we go east, Coop will be in there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Coop is more...
I also like Kenny, though.
Yeah, Kenny's living right now.
Kenny's doing good. And he's more consistent, I feel like, than ever. So it's like a really big... Like, Kenny could actually... He could fight for this thing.
He could do some damage,
Yeah,
too.
Kenny could do some damage. For Kenny to have the red plate at round 4 and then still be in the hunt round 5, like, I mean, podium this weekend, obviously, so he's still there. Unreal. It's gonna be a good season.
Fuck, that's crazy, bro. What's your experience with Chase been like? Because last year, you would actually be able to speak on his development at KTM. Because last year, not stoked.
Struggle. Yeah.
But, dude, I don't know if he expected to be for the shit just to come easy. Because, dude, I rode Austrian bikes forever. And then last year I started riding Yamahas a bunch. That is a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge change. And I don't know, maybe he underestimated how big of a difference it would be. And especially, dude, a 23 Honda to a 24 KTM. Obviously, you guys are not
different.
You're not riding a stock KTM, but it's still a KTM. Dude, night and day different bike.
Completely different bike. And I think, he might have underestimated it a little bit. But I think...
And then panicked.
I think it was the panic that really...
Yeah.
But I don't think it was just the panic from him. I think it was the panic from everyone of like, we're not in a good spot. But I also think they may have almost done a little bit too much.
Tried too hard.
They might have tried a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And I think he got confused. He got really confused. Like, even with me, if I try too much, I get lost and then I don't know what feeling I like. And that was this off season. I found something that I was like, oh yeah, I'm happy with this. And I rode with it for weeks and weeks and weeks to get that feeling of like, I know what I like.
Yeah.
Where I think they had tried so much that he was just so confused.
Yeah.
And but I think that helped him. Obviously, it hurt him last year, and he was in I think he was in a dark place because he didn't know what to do. But when you look at the way he's been this year, I think it helped him a lot.
I'd agree,
because I think he learned a lot from the mistakes they had made last year.
Yeah.
And he's really good at learning, and he's like, he can pick up on things very quick. And I think, especially when it went outdoors, was when he was like, all right, like, we can make this work and we can figure it out. And then he won that championship, and then he went into this offseason. I think he went into this offseason with a little bit more of an open mind of like, well, we're going to make this work. We're going to figure it out.
I think, too, I heard somewhere that they pretty much just nailed the first engine package they gave him this year. And then they were able to just like focus on less things.
Yeah, for sure. And I think even me, I nailed first engine package. They put the thing on the bike. We had multiple things like we could have tried. They put everything together. I did 2 laps and I said, bike's good. Don't touch it. We don't need to mess with anything.
Yeah, that's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, we're good. Like, and I rode all of boot camp, and I never touched a clicker. I never touched a single thing on the bike, not one. I rode weeks. The only time I ever changed something was when I went up to Beta to ride with Benny, because of Dirtworks had built the track, so it was a little bit different shape than what we had been riding. So I had to adjust a little bit, but like I could make 2 changes and everything was solved. Like my bike is to a point where I could just click or change everything and it'll be good. We made a really bad call switching shocks at Anaheim too. I think we could have figured out what I wanted to figure out with clickers. But I think that's the biggest thing we all learned this year is once we found a setup that we were comfortable with, none of us really went away from it.
Yeah, just get it in a window.
Yeah, get it in a window where you, if it does need something from a different track, you can just, one little thing, you know what to do, switch it. But it wasn't like everyone was in such a good spot, and I think because he was able to do his motos this year and really train how he wanted to train coming in, he came in with a lot more confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like that too. Yeah. You know, what do you learn from him being around him so much?
I learned just the way he looks at everything. He has a very different mindset than I feel like most guys. Like everyone has their differences, but he has a very like, you can see how determined he is and you can see how bad he wants it. Like if he is struggling with something, people can say, oh, he has a bad attitude about it, or he does this or he does that. But I think that shows how much he wants it and how badly he wants to be the best. And that's, I mean, even it's the same with me. If I like, there's days where like when we were testing during the off season and I was having a rough day, I was just like, I may have became an asshole like it. But I think that shows how badly we really wanted to be the best, and we want to be as comfortable as we can. And like, yeah, like there's days where Davey comes to me, he's like, you're being an asshole right now, and you're not, like you're doing this, you're doing that, and I'm just like, I don't want to leave here today with a thought of like, we could have done this. Like, that's just not how we want to leave. We'll sit here until 6 o'clock and we'll hammer it until I'm happy. But I don't want to leave here with, oh, we got tomorrow. Like, no. Tomorrow I want to train. We're solving this today. And I think he's got that mindset as well of, like, we're going to figure this out.
Yeah, and I think the fans are coming around. And I mean, even me, like, I'm coming around of more of an understanding of that.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that you look at it and you can hear, oh, the bike, and it can sound like excuses and it can rub fans the wrong way. But I think the more I see Chase and the more you see him go through his career, and when you see that there isn't something with the bike, like he doesn't say it.
Yeah.
So it's like he kind of is just telling it how it is, and he's very blunt.
Yeah, he's very blunt.
He's saying the same thing to the team as he's saying to the cameras and to the, like, there's no bullshit facade. It isn't an excuse. Like that's literally how he feels in that moment. And I think, maybe fans are just starting to get that perspective with
Figure
him.
it out.
And I feel like he's been more appreciated this year. Like, he's been a very underappreciated dude, I think, in his career.
Yeah, and I think he's even like, he can win a race, and if he didn't like something, he's going to come back and say, I did not like this. Like, he's straight up. He doesn't. Yeah. We could have the best night on our, like, I could win. We could go to an East-West shootout. I could win, Tom could get second, or Tom could win, I can get second. He can win the main event. And if there was something he didn't like, we don't care how happy any of us are. One of us is going to, like, he'll point it out, or I'll point it out, or Tom will point it out. Like, there's things that's just how we are. We're not like, if we win and there's like, oh, I didn't really like it here, like, I'm going to say it. Like, I won in San Diego, and I'm pretty sure I came back and was like, I was struggling with it a little bit here. Like, there's things I could have done better, or there's things like, we're always trying to find a way to be better. And I think that's one thing about the crew we have in our corner, that there's nothing that I feel like we really leave unturned. Like, we're always trying to find ways to be better. And like, even this weekend, after the race, did my recovery ride, went back, got in the hotel room, took a shower, went on my phone and rewatched the race. Like, immediately, I rewatched San Diego, got back to the hotel, rewatched the race. I don't care if I won or not. Like, there's things I can do better, and there's things that I need to work on. So I'm always trying to look for that little thing.
That's so sick, dude. I love that commitment. Has the bigger picture KTM stuff affected the team? Like, I know, because, and I say this in a way of like, sometimes hard situations bring people together.
Yeah.
And make things tighter and better on the inside, even though on the outside there might be some turmoil.
Yeah, it really hasn't affected us at all. Like, there's been nothing changed in the U.S. All of it's all Europe side. We have no idea what's going on. Like, everything, I mean, John Hines probably knows what's going on or whatever, but our side of things has no idea. Like, I mean, paycheck's still coming in, still making my money, and my bike's at the race every weekend, and we got the red plate, so I think people were a little bit worried that, maybe the bike wasn't going to be good because of what was going on, or maybe this, maybe that.
But you guys,
proved all that wrong.
Everyone just buckled down. But did it feel like a sense that it like brought people together, or you guys are so dialed anyway that everyone was just like, fuck it, business as usual?
Yeah, I think everyone was just business as usual. I don't think like our entire team hasn't been affected at all. We're doing the same thing we were doing last year, and I think everyone looks at the people being laid off or the whole thing going on in Europe as like it's going to affect us. But like I even still get DMs or texts that, you're going to run KTM or are you getting paid still? Is this, that?
Yeah.
You guys.
Yes, bro.
Like, really? Like, yeah, I'm getting paid. Nothing's changed. We're still the same team we were last year. Nothing, like, there's no difference. Nothing's going, like, we're fine. And I think that, like, I honestly get bothered. Like, those things kind of bother me because I'm just like, I read things and I'm just like, people have no idea what's going on.
What it's actually like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess people, it's just been very tight-lipped, which these situations probably should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the fans just love to speculate.
Even that, and I even read, like, things on Ryder D's crash, which I was very close to him. We trained together, and I read things, and I'm just like, people have no idea what really happened.
Oh, dude, there's no way they would.
Dude, people got no idea.
Really?
Like, not even remotely close. Nothing, not even near.
You're right, though, bro. Like, it's fucking mind-blowing.
It's crazy what people come up with.
There's like a part of me, though, that thinks it's almost good that the sport has got to a level where there's people that can just like
that much.
make
things up.
And yeah, like anyone can make things up, but it's like someone can almost professionally be wrong.
Yeah.
About everything and still have like a following out of it. So it's like,
it's unreal.
Almost that's good, even though it's fucking shit in a way.
Yeah.
But it kind of means the sport's in like a healthy place that you have
people, at least people are like
at least people are engaged
with
enough
what's going on
to like make that a viable product, even though it is complete and utter fucking nonsense, dude.
And I don't even understand like that the day he crashed, it was like normal day for us. And dude, I'm reading comments after he crashed, right? And people are saying, "Oh, these guys shouldn't be riding during the week. Like, they're going too fast to be doing this. They need to stop riding. They need to do section work instead of doing laps." And I almost lost it because you know what we were doing when he crashed?
What?
Section work.
Fuck off.
We were doing section work.
Oh.
I swear to you, we were doing section work. And where he crashed, we changed the rhythm section so what happened wouldn't happen because it was windy. We literally changed the track to avoid someone crashing.
And it still happened.
And
we're
racing dirt bikes.
That's the game you play.
That's what we play. We'd go to the test track every day with a 50-50 chance of if we're racing this weekend or not.
Yeah.
Like, we're not in a cage and we don't have simulators where we can train.
There's no way to pad up.
There's no way to like we don't it's not like football where some days it's no contact no contact training. Like, if something goes wrong, we're hitting the ground either way.
Yeah, you guys are on the hook 24/7.
Yeah, and that's what like that day bothered me because I was like, it frustrated me that people were saying that stuff and they just got no idea what happened.
I'm so bummed for Ryder because
So
he's such a good dude.
Yeah.
And he's from a really, really good family.
Yeah.
Like they're really good people.
Yeah.
And it just not, some shit isn't fair.
No.
You know, and he looked like he's bulked up, training, like really, really putting in
hard.
the effort that he needed to get to where he needed to be. And I mean, he was going to be a top 5 guy all season.
All week.
He was going to get on the podium at some point.
He could have won races.
Yeah.
There was days at the test track where, I'll be honest, I was worried.
Yeah.
Like, we're training partners, but there was days where I was like, damn, this is tough. And I was like, but we had that like whole mentality of, I feel like a lot of people struggle with training with guys they race with because of the turmoil it can get, and I felt like we knew how to separate that. We knew and we both knew what we needed to work on. So like for me, it was I needed to work on passing. So obviously, like if I got close to him, I was gonna run it in, but we weren't.
You were cool with it.
We could come back and laugh about it.
Yeah.
We weren't gonna come back and be like, oh, why are you doing this? Like, what are you doing? That's dirty. Like, we knew what we needed to do.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely...
And I like that.
I definitely get the one side of it where it's like you don't want to train with people that you have to race against or whatever. But I mean, like in jiu-jitsu stuff or martial arts stuff, like you need a body to train with.
Yeah.
Like you actually need your training partners. You can't do it alone.
No.
And like, I mean, some of the dudes that you train with, they just become your best friends because you know you're going through this super hard process and you're like just bashing the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
You know, and you can respect and you can, there's like a feeling, like a good feeling that you can have. Like you can have a love towards the person that you're like kind of going to war with, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think we both, especially this off season, Davey put us through absolute hell. Like,
so Ryder D was working with Davey as well?
Yes, on the bike.
Yeah.
He's with Joe off the bike, but on the bike, he's with us.
Yeah.
And on the bike, it was just, we were going to hell. Like, I have never been. There was one day, end of boot camp, me and him, 420s one day.
Wow.
Over 100 laps. And, like, I can respect that. Like, I don't care if we race each other. I don't care if we're going to be in this championship fight together. I'll look at him straight up and be like, you're a fucking dog. Might have to bleep that out. I might get in trouble for cussing, but...
Oh, would you really?
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
I don't.
Yeah, I should be all right. I don't think so.
You'll be all right. We can bleep.
But, like, I can look at him and be like,
yeah,
he's a
that's,
dog.
That's
like,
the reality of it, dude.
He's a dog. Not everyone's going to go out there and do 420s.
Yeah.
Trust me, we didn't want to. That's not something like... But we made a deal that at the end of boot camp, last day, we were going to do 420s. There was no like, oh, I don't want to do it. Like, we were doing it.
How hard
whether
was
we
that?
liked it, whether we liked it or not. It was tough. I think the first 3 were okay. The first 3 were fine. The fourth one, about 10 minutes in, because it wasn't like we were doing 15 plus ones. We were doing full 20 plus ones, like 450 main events. And by the end of the fourth one, I was done. I had nothing left. But he did too. Like, we both looked at each other, and we were just like, that was gnarly, but we almost needed that. Like, that was like we really needed to do that.
What does it do for you mentally when you know you got that in the bag?
It really makes race day look a lot different for us. I think, like, even Davey, he's really, like, been big on me, like, you need to empty the tank in the main event. And I was always like, but I get tired, this, that. And it's like, I did 420s. If I can't empty the tank for one 20-minute or one 15-minute main event, we got bigger issues than anything. Like, I better be able to empty the tank for a 15 plus one. I did 420s this offseason. Like,
yeah, so mentally,
I better be all right.
You just know you've got that in the tank.
Yeah, I know for sure. Like, if I get tired in a 15 plus one, we need to start reevaluating something because I know for a fact I won't get tired.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, epic. Like, honestly, the whole story of where you've come from and how you got to where you are now, it's insane, bro.
Yeah, thank you. It's crazy. It's been a whirlwind.
So this championship, what do you got to do to get this done?
I need to not make mistakes like I made this weekend. I mean, my starts were pretty much perfect, 2 hole shots, and I threw it away. Just like that. I felt like I was the fastest guy. I was really quick in qualifying, and I felt like I was quick in the main events even when I was coming from behind. So I can't make that mistake again, and that's like definitive. I've told myself that mistake won't happen again. I won't let that happen. So I need to not make that mistake, and I need to continue getting good starts and continue putting the pressure on. I just need to keep clicking off podiums, race wins. I mean, right now, like, my mentality for Arlington is win or die. You got to win. I got a 2-point lead. I need to win. So that's my thing is I need to go into Arlington with a win or die mentality. A win coming out of that will give me some confidence and a little bit of a buffer in the points lead, and then we go into an East-West shootout. So that'll be fun. And
having the bad weekend, which was really not that bad of a weekend, does it give you any like newfound mental strength? Because the crazy thing watching your season so far is like all of this is new territory.
Yeah.
Really. But you're carrying yourself like you've been here 1,000 times, you know? Like one of my favorite saying in the world is just like, bro, act like you've been here before.
Yeah.
And you're literally just acting like you're acting like you've been in this position, you know? But it's like in reality, it's your first red plate, you know, like the first wins, and, you know, you're doing all of this shit for the first time, but you're acting like this is business as usual for you.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that as much as I can. I think this weekend was needed for me in a sense of I felt like all season I had good starts in the main event. I started up front. I never had to come from behind. I never had to make passes or do any of that. Obviously, I had to make that pass on Cole in San Diego, but it wasn't like I had to pass multiple people or be in that environment. So I think for me, personally, I needed this weekend to know if and when I do have a main event where I'm not starting in the top 3, I have what it takes to come through the pack. And I think obviously it was even more so better for me this weekend because we didn't have a 15-minute main event. I was able to come from last to 7th in 10 minutes. That's like for me, that was
13 dudes.
Yeah, that 13 dudes in 10 minutes, and I was like, I'd say, I finished the race 20 seconds back, but I think by the time I got up, I was probably 15 back. So you go 15 plus coming through the packs. I only lost about 5 seconds in like all reality. So for me, that's a lot of confidence in knowing, one, I can come through the pack like that, and I have the speed and what it takes to be up front no matter where I start. I think that's something I was a little bit worried about, was if I did get a bad start, if I was able to make passes quick and if I was able to have the speed to come back through the pack. And Saturday night showed me that I could do that. So that was the biggest takeaway, was I know I have what it takes to come through the pack.
I think 13 dudes in 10 minutes is probably getting clipped by SMX. We almost got through a whole podcast without...
no clips, but that one's definitely done. We're toast.
I think you're cooked on that one.
We're cooked on that one.
Bro, that
one
guy,
cooked me.
Shout out to that guy.
I love him. It's great.
He cooks.
Every week, too.
Oh.
Every week. I'm waiting, because even in the on the big screen this weekend, I was setting my pants, and it just fully looked like I was grabbing my nuts. I'm waiting for it to come up. It's either going to be on...
That's a good point, and it's something we have thought about. You know, why is motocross come... Yeah, that's a good point.
It's so funny.
Dude.
He gets me Look at Chase. Gets me every week.
How was Deegan said on I think it was on the podium. I don't know whether it was just for the stadium or on TV. But he's like, yeah, I edged Cole Davies out. And I'm like, bro, surely you did that one on purpose.
Or as one in the press conference,
What did he say in
when
that?
he was at A2 when he was talking.
Yeah, it seems like he doesn't expect anything. He just goes with the flow. He's like, if it comes, it comes.
Straight up. Oh, dude, he should have more followers. Everyone needs to follow SMX. He gets me on, bro. I've been got so good, dude.
I always wonder who runs his account.
I don't know. I actually,
it's got to be someone within the industry.
Nah, bro.
You don't think?
Nah, it would be a complete random. I'm telling you.
You think?
For sure, dude.
Yeah, he has enough time on his hands to
just a
go through
meme.
every single
he's just
possible thing.
Just a fan watching like all the content and just delivering. There's
unreal.
Yeah, I just wait. I know that I fuck up in pods, and I'm just like this.
Just waiting for it.
This is getting clipped straight up.
SMX come next week.
I was waiting for someone to do with your gear like 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Like surely you had those jokes.
I should have had some custom gloves made for that round.
Dude, I'm
that
pretty sure Fist has made some of those before.
That would have been funny.
So
I should have done it.
Look it up. I don't know whether they have or not.
I should have done it. That would have been funny.
What's that? I think just look on the Fist website. I'm pretty sure that they've made gloves, bro. There you go. Go to the website. Surely it's on there.
They've got to have. I'm pretty sure they did.
Go to All Gloves.
All Gloves.
Maybe they're in a different range.
For sure they did.
I'm so sure. Anyway, I'll look like Griff. I have been loving the One Industries gear.
Yeah, they've been doing it.
Were you stoked on that?
Yeah, I was really stoked.
How'd that all come about?
It had already been in the works. I'd already talked.
You knew it was.
I knew it was a possibility.
Yeah.
From the start of last year, I knew it was already being talked about.
Sick.
But it was really came to light right around end of Outdoors was when I was like, we actually need to start working on this and figure it out. So by end of SMX, we already had everything done.
Yeah.
Whole deal was done, and we already had gear in the works, and everything was being set up. So
it looks good.
Yeah, they've been doing really good with the setups. We even got we have another set that's pretty sick that we're gonna have.
So you have some input on the gear and stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm actually gonna call them this week because I want to do my Dalmatians jacket. I want to do a whole gear setup around that.
Dude,
full leopard print setup.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
It'd be sick.
Yeah, cook with that.
Yeah, I want to do that. Maybe that we'll run that for Vegas SMX.
I was literally just thinking that's a pretty dope.
That's a Vegas thing to do.
Yeah, that's a pretty dope Vegas kit. Remember when Stu did the zebra?
Yeah.
Vegas white and pink.
Or when Kenny and Dunge did the superhero one. Remember that?
Nah. Show me
I think one of them was Superman and the other one was, I don't know.
I even remembers the year. Griff's. So here's one thing you got to know about Griff. You ever want to know anything about moto from what years?
He's got it.
What years you reckon?
I don't know how much the year I was born, so
So just from a title, just name a title, East, West, Fourth, whatever.
Got him.
Hit him right now. Just get the trivia.
Ooh, the problem's I don't know.
No, but he'll know.
Let's go. Actually, I think I know this one. 14 Monster Cup. I knew I knew that one. Look at this. Yeah, we had
I do remember that. That's sick, eh?
That was sick. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I remember when they came out with that. I was like, that's dope.
Yeah, that is lit.
Kenny's helmet's sick.
Yeah, I wonder if he still has that.
100%.
Do you keep all yours?
Yeah, he's got to have at least all. I have all mine.
Yeah.
He's got to have for sure have one. They probably made multiple for that round just
in case. Yeah.
Just to have them.
Man, that Arrows too. Such an underrated helmet, bro.
Yeah. I think we've made it look sick this year too.
I think they look sick. Yeah. They haven't changed.
No, they haven't changed
in forever.
Yeah.
But I just feel I'm trying to think of what's like a 458 Ferrari.
Yeah.
You make something that just looks really good. You don't need to change it.
Yeah. And that's crazy you said that because I want one.
Yeah,
that's my dream car.
Yeah, I feel like if I could buy a car.
If I could buy one, that's gonna be that. Yeah.
Yeah. What do they run these days? Have you ever looked into it?
I think probably 300. 400.
You could get that.
Let's see.
Championship bonus.
Yeah. Look them up.
Yeah, it looks.
What's a 458 right now?
I don't even know where.
I told myself if I win the championship, I'm buying one.
That
for
is
sure.
But a beautiful
I'll take that
car,
over a
bro.
house.
Take that over. Smart move, dude.
I'll live in the motorhome.
Look at that thing.
We got some toys.
Yeah, Timu ain't getting it done. Wait.
Let's see.
I just saw something like 100 and something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Would you get the Spider?
Yeah. If I'm gonna get one, I gotta
You got to be able to drop the top.
You gotta have a good one.
So like that car there, so that's a 2014. So that's over 10 years old.
Yeah.
That car still fucks.
Unreal.
Like you don't need to.
You don't need a 2025.
Nah, you can get one of those.
I feel like it's almost better if you get the older ones.
The first year that came out, I was like, dude, I'm not like a massive car guy, but that was a car where I was like, I need to at some point. I don't know that
I like those more than like the higher, like the ultra high end ones. Like say like a McLaren P1. Like I wouldn't want a McLaren P1.
No, too much stress.
Yeah.
Too stressful.
And way too much money.
What's sick is a Porsche GT3.
My dad wants one.
Yeah.
I think Prado has one.
Nah, he got a...
He has a 911. But
he got a 911. I don't know that it was a GT3. He told us the story of... Oh, it was Ronan was in here, not you. He just fully walked into the dealership. And I'll ask him if he wants me to post this, actually. But he's like, just walked into the dealership and they're like, hey, can we help you? And he's like, hello.
He told me the story at his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He was like, would like to buy one of these. Like to buy the Porsche. And then they're like, all right. Then he test drove 2 of them and then he got out and he was like, I think I want this one.
Yeah. And did he tell you that he didn't get it for 3 weeks? He tell you that part of it?
No.
So they wouldn't let him take it off the lot because he didn't have like all of his paperwork and stuff wasn't done. So he couldn't get insurance on it or anything. So they wouldn't let it leave the lot. So it just sat at the lot for like 3 weeks. Like just sat at the dealership and he couldn't drive it, nothing. So his whole reason he needed a car was because he literally needed a car.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't get the car. So he went and he bought a Tundra.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
so he could drive so he bought that car because he didn't want to buy a truck yet, and then had to buy a truck because he couldn't drive that car.
Yeah.
So then he went and bought a Tundra like the next day. It was so funny when he told me it.
I think he did it. He bought it like the day before he did the pod.
Yeah, he bought it right when he had got to the US.
Yeah, he's such a legend. I'm bummed.
He's awesome.
I'm bummed for
Me
him,
too.
bro.
Actually, I talked to him the other day.
Yeah.
On Friday, I talked to him.
How's the connection between you guys? Like different teams? I suppose you were last year when he was training with you guys.
We actually trained a lot together last year when he was here because I was going on I would do all mountain bike rides with him. We cycled quite a bit together, so that was nice when he was here last year. So we kind of stayed pretty close when he went back to Europe.
He's the nicest dude in the world, eh?
Yeah,
it's actually
he's really
crazy.
Awesome. So we stayed pretty close, and then obviously when he came back, it's hard because he lives a little closer over here, and I'm in Menifee, so he's a little further. But like I came down for his birthday, and we go to Dr. G's at the same time sometimes. So yeah, we're having fun. I think he's back in Barcelona right now.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's a great dude.
He's awesome.
Are we done 2 hours or 3 hours? We done 3 hours. That was good.
That was 3 hours.
Well, it goes quick, eh?
That was quick.
Anything else we got to talk about?
I don't know.
Did we tick some boxes?
I think we ticked some boxes. I got my main points. I definitely wanted to really talk about
I'm glad
my
you did.
my younger thing, just for the younger generation to really see and hear. I think that was something I was nervous to talk about, and I hadn't I've only really talked about that with Davey and my parents. So it was for me, that was something I was nervous to do, but I just wanted to get off my chest. That was something I really want the younger generation to know about.
I'm honestly glad you did. It's I mean, and there's so much pressure to just be this perfect person all the time, and to have this perfect life, and to have the perfect career.
Yeah,
and
no one's ever perfect.
That's just not the way life is, dude. You know, and I genuinely think bro, you're telling that story, and it just makes sense to me why you're so cool.
Thank you.
Not that partying makes you cool or whatever, but there's you've got more to you, and there's a lot more
than just
an 18-year-old kid that has been in dirt bikes his whole life. Yeah, you know, like I said, I I had no doubts when you came here that this was going to be a dope show, just from the interactions that we've had, you know, and it's like, that's very rare for an 18-year-old to be able to sit and do, like, dude, I'm 37 this year. I'm like 20 years old. Like, goddamn, dude. That's like crazy to think of, you know what I mean? So it's like, to be able to hold your own and to be able to, like, to be in that space, you have to have lived a life, and you've had to have gone through some, you know, gnarly experiences, and to be, you know, on a make or break. I'm either going to text this guy and he's going to train me in Supercross and I'm going to make it, or you don't send that text and you go home and get on the lake and fuck around.
And, do dumb stuff.
And we don't have a dude leading the points 2 years later. Like,
it's unreal. It's one of the craziest. I feel like if as a young kid, it was like, you always think about like what your life's going to be like. And I could have never drawn this life up a day in my life. I could have, like, you could have told me that I'd be in this position when I was 6 years old, and I would have said, you're out of your mind. But it's
what did you think you'd be doing?
Crazy. I don't know. I think when I was really young, I wanted to be a firefighter. I think that's like my parents were. But I like did everything. When I was like 6 years old, I would like go in phases. So I was like, at one point I wanted to be a football player. I would sleep in my pads.
You're too small, bro.
Oh, for sure, way too small. But I was like, I wanted to be a football player, so I'd sleep in like my pads and everything. Then when I was able to race jet skis, I started sleeping in my fucking life vest and everything. And so it was just, I went in phases of like what I wanted to do. At one point, I wanted to be a fighter. It just went in crazy phases. And then I always went back to where I think I started, which was with moto.
And so your dad got you into it?
Yeah, my dad rode a little bit when he lived in France.
Yeah. So
he was always like, he always watched Supercross and whatnot. And like when I was born, he was always watching Supercross from when I was like 2, 3. So Supercross was always on the TV, and I convinced him to buy me a bike when I was 4. Got a KTM Mini Adventure. And greatest decision of his life.
Yeah, I know.
And I couldn't be more thankful for it.
And so did your brother race, or it was just you?
Yeah, my brother raced. He, same as me, he was actually pretty good. And I was on 50s, and he was on 65, and we were at Glen Helen at a race, and he crashed, and his finger got stuck somewhere, and it like chopped part of his finger off.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I don't think he really had a desire to want to race dirt bikes again. And I still feel so bad about that day because I was so mean. I was just the worst little brother ever. Because he had a GoPro on when it happened.
You got like the footage of him like looking down, screaming at his finger.
Screaming. I used to take that video to school and play it for my friends and laugh. I was a terrible little brother.
What a shithead.
Yeah, I was a terrible little brother. And we're really close now. Like after the race this weekend, Sunday morning we went to church together and went to breakfast. So that was nice to spend time with him a little bit. But yeah, I think back on how I was as a little brother. I feel so bad.
That's so funny.
I was so mean.
That shit is so funny though, taking it to school.
No, and then they were like, hey, your brother needs to go to the hospital. Like, do you want to come with us or do you want to stay and race? And I was like, nah, he'll be fine. I'm staying and racing. I was just like, I was so mean. I probably should have went, but whatever.
It worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. We're good now.
Dude, this was awesome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're a G, bro.
You too. Thank you.
I'm stoked. And yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I think I definitely think you'll probably earn a few more JuJu fans.
Awesome.
From hearing your story. And I'm stoked, bro. We're stoked on the West. The West has delivered.
Hey, I'm ready to watch Tom this weekend. It's going to be
two
champs.
Predictions for the weekend.
2 champs.
From your team too.
Yeah, 2 champs. We got Levi. Gonna be good. Who else we got?
Pull up the start list.
Pierce?
It's pretty stacked, bro.
It's stacked. It is gonna be unreal. Oh. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I feel like this is gonna be more. It's gonna be more interesting than West's gonna be because there's gonna be like at least like 7 dudes that could probably win.
So we were gonna do Supercross Companion after this, but we're not. We got a bit too much to do.
Yeah.
But maybe Saturday night. let's do it live.
Live.
Me,
I'm down.
You.
I'm down.
Maybe McGrath will come on.
I'm down.
All right, we'll start.
I ain't doing nothing Saturday night. I got a bike ride in the morning.
We'll start trying to line that up.
All right.
But that would be sick. All right, East.
I mean, I'm gonna say, where are we at? Tampa.
Yeah. No, it's Detroit, isn't it? Oh, Tampa.
It's
Detroit's
Tampa then
next
Detroit.
weekend. Yeah.
Tampa. It's gonna be a tricky track. It'll probably get pretty rough, ruddy. Tom's gonna be good in that scenario.
Yeah.
Pierce, Thrasher, Dax.
Then you got McAdoo,
Levi,
Hammaker,
McAdoo, Hammaker,
Chance. Bro, it is stacked.
Faulkner.
Dude, apparently Faulkner's racing with the Alpine Stars airbag vest.
Dog.
Yeah. How cool is that?
That's going to be cool.
That's going to be a thing.
I hope he doesn't have to use it, though.
No.
I really pray he doesn't have to use it.
Look, statistically, he will have to use it.
Yeah, statistically, he will have to use it.
I hope it
I'm
helps.
I'm praying that we have a different Austin Faulkner and we have a hell of an Austin Faulkner season this year. Yeah. Because if that dude can stay healthy for a season, he's dangerous.
Who's the fastest 250 dude that you've been on a track with and just been like, fuck, bro?
Fastest 250 dude I think I've been at. Probably Austin.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like I've ridden like practice track with him or whatever. And he's all right, but that dude in a race is just
rips.
Like last year, I had ridden with him at Paula a little bit. I was like, oh, he'll be like a top 5 guy. Comes out in Detroit, wins. Arlington, absolute dude.
Everyone, bro.
Smoked everyone. Arlington absolutely blows Hayden's doors off in the heat race, and then blows his doors off in the beginning of that main event. And then I never seen him
blows his own doors off.
I have never seen such an early crash in my life.
I
couldn't. I'm sorry, but the fact that he is coming back blows my mind.
Not to mention he has brain surgery in the off season. That crash saves his life.
Saves his life. Then he comes back. Could you imagine the story if that crash saved his life, has brain surgery, gets LASIK, comes back, and wins the championship?
That would be crazy.
Epic.
I'm cheering for Austin Faulkner on Saturday, actually.
I want Tom to win. He's my boy. We're teammates. But I would not be mad if Austin Faulkner wins this weekend. I would not be mad.
That's a hell of a story. That's a hell of a story.
Yeah. Absolute dog.
That crash, dude, I legitimately thought he was dead.
Me as well.
I was like up in the suite level looking down, and I just saw him hit the concrete.
No.
And then I just saw sparks fly everywhere. I thought the fucking bike exploded. And then it went out of view because he slid into the wall. And I'm just standing there, hands on my head. Yeah, just being
in disbelief.
I think he's dead.
Yeah. On
the concrete.
At that point, I said, he's done racing. There's no And then he made that post that next week where he was like, I don't think I'm going to come. Like, you could tell he was in a really dark place. And I was like, dude, there's no way. And then he's like, yeah, I'm going to come back. And I was like, wow, what an animal. That's a story. If he wins this championship, I want Tom to win the championship, like I said, but I would not be upset.
Yeah.
That would be something where I'm like,
bro,
what an animal.
If the universe is going to give someone something,
he deserves it.
Yeah.
1,000%.
I hate saying I deserve this. I'm never the kind of guy in my life that says I deserve something.
He deserves it.
He deserves that.
Every bit of it.
The universe needs to just fucking get the shit together and go, Austin Faulkner, you're winning a championship, bro. Yeah. Here's the number 1 plate. You've earned this.
Yeah. He deserves it. 100%. He's an absolute dog.
I agree. Well, let's wrap this thing up. This was awesome. Julien Beaumer, everybody. We'll try and get a live Super Companion going.
Awesome.
It's going to be the first race I actually just get to sit and watch on TV.
Yeah, me as well. I'm happy.
I'm excited.
Get to watch some racing a little bit, bench race a little bit.
I know.
It'll be fun. I'm excited. Thank you for having me.
Dude, thank you. We've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm glad that we made it happen.
Yeah, me as well. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Julien Beaumer, everybody.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.